And we welcome you to Rustler Field on the campus of Golden West College. As today, SportsNetUSA.net presents Golden West Rustler Football. This afternoon, it's the 9-0 Golden West Rustlers taking on the 6-2 Hornets of Fullerton College. A great Saturday afternoon to you, wherever you may be. Rahshaun Haylock here. The Battle of the Booths, alongside Mark Pavlovich and Corey Neyland, the voices of Fullerton College football. National Southern Conference title on the line here today. Mark, what are some keys for Fullerton?
Well, I think the biggest key for Fullerton is they've got to stop the defensive pressure that your down linemen bring our quarterbacks. Our quarterbacks have been hot and cold, and when you look at the game today, they've got to play error-free football out there. On the flip side, the defense, Corey Neyland for Brian Crooks, has started bringing it at the end of the season. We'll see what he can do against probably the best player in the conference, the quarterback for Golden West College.
Rahshaun can attest to this, not probably the best player in the conference right now this season, the best player in the conference this season. And it's going to be up to the linebackers for the Hornets to stop the offense for Golden West, Rahshaun.
That quarterback, Jake Retzlaff, freshman out of Corona Centennial. Quite the program down there playing for Matt Logan. The Rustlers won the toss and have elected to defer to the second half. So it'll be Jake Cypress kicking it off for the Rustlers.
Griffin back along with Kuntz. Deshaun Griffin grabs it at the 10, looks for some blocks, gets around out of the crowd, gets across the 25. It'll be first down and 10 for the Hornets at the 27. Corey Neyland will set that offensive line for us when he gets a chance.
Nathan Ramirez is the center out of El Dorado. Marcellus Sines is the right guard out of Glendale, Arizona. Daniel Medelis, the right tackle. On the left side, Eduardo Barajas Contreras, William Peroni gets the start at left guard. And Dylan Nichols, the left tackle for Fullerton.
Brandon Rankins in at the running back. Galban, deep setback. Hornets come out quickly. Trips to the left. They hand it off to Rankins. He gets dragged down, doesn't get back to the official line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Ismail Sousa there on the tackle. And one thing that this Rustler team has done well so far is guard against the run, only allowing 76 yards per game total this season. That's second in the conference.
Second down and 10.
And Mark, real quick, Andrew Sanders, the second, gets the start at left tackle instead of Dylan Nichols.
Smith to the near side of the field with Huffman. Inside of that is Thomas. Three wide receivers to the near side of the field. Galban at quarterback. Second down and 10. They run a quarterback option play with Brandon Rankin. Galban keeps it himself. Gain of 6 on the play. It's going to bring up a tough third down and 4.
Nice job by this defensive front being able to stretch that out, not allowing Galban to get upfield.
So they mark him out a little shorter than I thought he had made. It's going to bring up a third down and 6 at the 32. Same setup. Rankin still in there. Smith near side of the field. Huffman in the slot next to him. Then Thomas. Big third down play to open up this game. Just starting here in the first quarter. Galban has time. Clean pocket. Starts to run. Steps out. It's going to slide short of a first down. So the defense gets there.
And it looks like, guys, they will get a penalty here, helmet-to-helmet hit. That's what the Fullerton crowd was calling. We'll see if that happens.
Nick.
Rahshaun Haylock, that's a tough call because the quarterback is sliding. Somebody's getting ready to tackle him, and he hits him in the helmet.
Yeah, I mean, that's a situation there. You're supposed to be off the field now if you're this Golden West defense. Alex Reich coming in there, and, yeah, I mean, you talk about it's a game of inches, right? And so not much time to adjust for right there. I'm just glad it wasn't a targeting.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional whatsoever.
They empty the backfield. Galban all alone. Across the 50. First down and 10 at the 48 for the Hornets. Here comes the pressure. He steps, looks in the middle of the field. Grabbed and turned, and no flag on the play. Kuntz gets turned in the middle of the field, Corey. They don't throw a flag on the play.
Wasn't going to affect the play anyway. I don't think he was going to come up with that. Led just a little bit too much. As that front line for the Rustlers, Anthony Garcia, Ishmael Souza, and Josue Alexander.
Byers goes to the far side of the field. Kuntz in the slot. Rankin the running back. Second down and 10, right at the 48 for the Hornets. They got a little gift from the defense to start this game. Here comes the pressure. Galban looks, and there's two people waiting for Kuntz, and they said, how do you do?
Cody Saval there, big time hit, dislodging the football there. Thought he might have got there a tick early, but no flag there from the officials.
Third down and 10 across the 50. So Hornets come out passing, not running the ball, but we were told you've got to establish quick outs to loosen up that rush from the Rustlers.
Like what Garrett Campbell and James Griffin are doing on the offensive side, getting those quick plays.
Big third down and 10 across midfield, Galban. Empty backfield for the Hornets, something we haven't seen a lot of this year. Here comes the pressure. Galban has it, gets hooked from behind, gets out, steps backwards, throws in the middle of the field, and the pressure, your pressure, Rahshaun Haylock, one of the best defensive groups to get sacks, gets to Galban.
Josue Alexander in there and Darren Vasquez applying the pressure, but you talk about this defensive front and what they can do. It's not just the front, it's the linebackers as well. This defense can hit you from a bunch of different areas. Chris Redfern stepping in and helping out Coach Mitchell with some of the play calls this year, and the dividends have certainly been seen, especially in the ability to get to the quarterback. Didn't get there that time, but forced the errant pass there by Galban, and now it'll be a punt here for Fullerton. And that one close to being blocked. This one kicked a mile high, but not very long at all, and going to take a Fullerton bounce inside the 25-yard line and be down there at about the 24.
And guys, Bobby Palacios, who's a normal Fullerton punter, not in there. Christopher Kuntz, mile 25 feet in the air, or 25 yards in the air, I should say, and 25 yards long on his first punt of the season.
So here comes Jake Retzlaff, fifth in California in passing on the year. Over 2,300 yards through the air, 20 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions. Has led this Rustler team to a 9-0 record, 8-1 on the field. Takes the snap, and it's a quick pass out to his favorite target in Tanner Branson. That one actually behind the stick, so they'll lose some there.
And that defense for the Hornets up front, Jordan Rice left to right, Sean Morris, Jason Wallace, and Troy McDonald on the right end. Backers in the middle are going to be Jalen Early on the near side, Junior Wiley, and Gil Vasquez. The safeties are going to be Chandler Brown and Jonathan Smith.
O'Shea Davis made a nice play defensively for the Hornets on that.
3 receivers to this near side for Retzlaff. Play fake, delivering near side. That one caught by the freshman Wiseman, but he's hit immediately. Coming up there was Chandler Brown, the freshman out of La Mirada.
Yeah, he's a big play guy. Wherever the ball is, he's there. Near side corner is Jordan Wright. Far side is O'Shea Davis. You're going to see a lot of one-on-one matchups on the outside.
So you're looking at a 3rd and 7 here for the Rustlers. Ball at the 28-yard line. Retzlaff out of the pistol. Making adjustments. He's got 10 on the play clock. 4 wide receiver set once again. Quick delivery over the middle. That one off the hands and slightly behind Wiseman there. So quickly a 3-and-out for the Rustlers as that Fullerton defense unrelenting on this first possession of the game. You talk about these offenses. These defenses are as good as they come in the conference.
I think both defenses have done what they wanted to do in this first series. Get the offense off the field and let the quarterbacks know we're going to be here all day.
Deshaun Griffin back deep for the Hornets. Still waiting for that one to be returned this year. We keep hearing every game, Rahshaun, this is the game. We haven't seen it so far. Hornets have blocked a few punts. Lefty kicks it. Deshaun's going to let it hit at the 40. It takes that Golden West bounce, and it's going to die right at the 30-yard line. So a good shift of field position, guys. I mean, when you look at it, it's been there all the time. 43-yard punt, no return. 11-25. We just started this game. The winner wins the conference. The loser, well, depending on who it is, one would make the playoffs, the other one would not.
Go out on the limb, guys. Both these teams are in the playoffs.
It's certainly worthy. Definitely both are worthy.
So we'll see what they do. Some of the stack defense. Brandon Rankins up the middle gets hit, and boy, he is working for every inch he can get.
Harrison Caulfield right there, meeting him right in the hole and able to stop that for no gain.
So in the backfield, Brandon Rankins, more to the right of Galban. Taking the left of him, it's going to be Winston. They hand it off to Rankins. He goes to the outside. The big man gets across the 30. It's going to bring up another tough third down play for this Hornet offense.
Kylan Neal able to get to him, but how about Alex Wright coming in there, blowing that run up, being able to take out the tackle so his buddies can come in there and clean it up.
Huffman, Smith go to the far side of the field. Third down, 8 yards, the Hornets. Very little offense early in this game. Here they come after Galban. He needs to get protection. Throws it to the corner. Contested. Might have been a pick, and if it was Rahshaun, you could have kissed the defenseman goodbye.
The Prince nearly came up with that one. As you take a look at the replay here, Prince Ford all over that, reading the wide receiver, comes up, nearly tipped it to himself there, and he had 6 easy had he been able to hold on to that. Prince Ford.
So Christopher Kuntz back in as the punter. So like we said, Palacio must have been injured or hurt himself during the week of practice. Backup punter could be an advantage. Chris Kuntz gets it. This one's a nicer little punt. Middle of the field. Hits at the 30. I thought it hit a Hornet at the 31 on the elbow, and I was right, Rahshaun. It did. It came up and hit him on the elbow, went forward, but they'll spot it where the ball hit the Hornet.
Yeah, it looks like that's where they'll spot it. Nearly a break there for the Rustlers that last time out defensively. You look at how evenly matched these two teams are. Offensively, the Rustlers lead the conference in yards per game, second in rushing yards per game, first in passing yards per game. This Fullerton defense lead the conference in yards, lead the conference in rush yards, second in pass yards. Can't run against them, hard to throw against them as well. And that's something that this Rustler team does well. And there's a strike right up the boundary from Retzlaff. Finding his man and getting near midfield is Ojalabi for the first down.
And that's where Jordan Wright got caught in the middle of two receivers going in the same route. One did a square in short. Ojalabi does a little mini streak to get the first down. Safety not there in time.
They mark him down at the 49 of Fullerton. It's the first time either team has been in opponent's territory so far this afternoon. And this will be a handoff right up the gut. And a nice chunk of yardage there for the Rustlers, trying to keep this drive going.
And gentlemen, that's going to be the key thing for the Rustlers, is to run the ball behind Michael DeVero, Ephraim Vea, Ernesto Nava on the right side, James Noss and Brad Sweeney on the left.
It's an offensive line that has been banged up a little bit, lost their leader, Lava Tawaika, earlier this season with a broken ankle. Second and short, and this is going to be too short for the intended wide receiver, Nick Kennewell.
They bring the pressure that time, Corey, and we heard Brian Crook saying, Retzlaff needs to be hit. He's had a clean jersey all year long. If you can knock him down a few times, it may make him just hesitate before he throws the football.
That was Junior Wiley on the hurry.
Kid's got a quick arm, Rahshaun.
So you're looking at a 3rd and 5 here for Golden West. Ball at the Hornet 43-yard line. 9:12 remaining here in this first quarter. They send Branson in motion. High snap off the hands of Retzlaff, and it's going to be scooped up by the Hornets.
And just Jalen Early picks it up with his big left hand, or the right hand, looking to score, scoop and score. But again, Fullerton will take that as the pressure came from Troy McDonald.
Guys, I got to ask both of you. I mean, the ball's on the ground. You watch the defense get in there. Rahshaun, they sort of looked at each other like, you pick it up, no, you pick it up, instead of somebody going quickly to get the ball to score.
Yeah, I don't know who it was, but did a great job of being able to get to Retzlaff and hit him so that he couldn't get the ball, and then it was just all Hornets there swarming on it.
Huffman comes to the near side of the field.
Galvin 0 for 4 to start the game. Rankins 3 carries, only 2 yards.
First down and 10, right at the 44. So the Hornets now there. Galban has time, lines it up, going deep, overthrows everybody on the play. Had time to set his feet go long, Corey Neyland. He just had nobody to go to. Rahshaun, double coverage deep. Even if he gets it close, it could have been a pick.
Yeah, Elias Hernandez there, the kid out of Frisco, Texas, on the coverage. Had some help with Saval over the top.
2nd down and 10. Brandon Rankins looking for a block. Goes to the outside, gets hit at the line. We have a flag dropped at the 45. And where it was dropped at, I'm going to say that should be a holding call about somebody on the outside.
Daniel Medelis.
And, of course, here's the thing that Corey Neyland will always say to me. Brandon Rankins is a lot faster than we think it is. But, Corey, when they stretch Brandon Rankins out, the big man just can't get going. So we're going to move him back 10 yards.
And, Mark, new left side of the offensive line, George Silva is going to be the left tackle. Andrew Sanders moves to the left guard. Peyton Sattler, at center. Dylan Nichols now on the far side. He is the right tackle.
So they've got to correct the chains. So the Hornets get the first turnover, but so far have not been able to capitalize on it.
Huge possession here for this Rustler defense.
2nd down for the Hornets. They hand it off to Rankins. Straight up the middle again. And he is running in to a brick wall, and that's the defense of Golden West.
And namely, Sele Pamasa. You talk about one of the toughest young men on this team. Playing that linebacker spot, came right there and met him.
It's like they have 15 linebackers on the field and 12 safeties.
It's a very, very fast unit, Corey.
Smith comes in the near side of the field with Huffman. Thomas inside them. Rankin stays in the backfield. 3rd down and about 20. Double pump. Almost picked. Goes to Huffman. Braden Huffman gets it on the bounce. That is the first completion of the game for Caleb, and it was a lucky one to say the least.
And Braden Huffman comes up injured. And
2 come up injured.
And DeJounte Thomas, who had that game-winning score last week against Saddleback.
Rahshaun, your defensive backs are extremely aggressive. We've already seen it in the game here. I mean, as soon as that ball's thrown, they're going after the man in front of them. Should have had maybe 2 picks already in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. That one, fortuitous bounce there, being able to be caught there by Huffman. And the other one, Prince Ford nearly had it for 6 easy. I mean, that's the credit to Nick Mitchell, right? I mean, he's calling this defense along with Chris Redfern as well. But Coach Mitchell has a background as a DB coach, right? That's his area of trade. And so that's always been sort of a strength of these teams throughout the years. And you're seeing it playing out here in this defense.
And, Corey, you talked to Nick about the defense. You asked him what's different about the defense. He gave you a quick answer, but it looks like it's working.
We got veterans. We got veterans who are fast and aggressive. And all season long, they've been the best defense in the state of California. I know you watch everybody else. College San Mateo, great defense up north. San Francisco, they're just a good team. But this right here is the best defense in Fullerton. You got to say it's a top 4 defense. So 2 of the top 4 defenses in the state.
You talk about veterans. Cody Saval, a guy who's been here. Sele Pamasa, we talked about him earlier on. Guys that went through that non-season in 2020 and are back in leadership roles. And Pamasa, he's a guy who, you know, was helping out his teammates during the pandemic. You know, guys couldn't go back home to travel for Thanksgiving last year. He'd help them out with meals and things of that nature. So the leadership, but also just this being just a team really speaks volumes this year.
7:46, no score on the board. Chris Kuntz angles it for the sideline. Let's see the bounce the Hornets get. It hits just short of the 10. It's going to get taken down at the 14-yard line, and now a long field for Golden West College.
Yeah, I was wondering, do you go for it in that situation, considering it was too long for a field goal and maybe too short to punt, but you play the field position game here, and obviously you pin Golden West deep and make them have to go, you know, some 80-plus yards if they're going to find the end zone.
Well, Rahshaun, I've got to ask you, because your quarterback very rarely makes a mistake, but all of a sudden the defense made him make one. So field position, you're looking for maybe number 2 right now.
Yeah, Fullerton's been able to get to a couple of balls. That last one, I don't know if that's on him or the center. Per se, maybe, but definitely good stand by the defense, not allowing Fullerton to capitalize off that as they go to the ground game once again and straight up the middle, getting it maybe about a couple of yards there that time is Mikey Carrillo.
Brought down by Sean Morris. 3 starts now for Mr. Morris and Jason Wallace on the interior. Really solidified that defensive front for the Hornets.
Carrillo, 8 carries, 59 yards last week in the big win at San Diego Mesa. Now moves to the right of Retzlaff. Takes the shotgun snap, looking near side, and he has a man caught. And nice, putting his shoulder down along the sideline is Robbie Saval, Cody's younger brother, and that gets the crowd excited as we're under 7 to play here in this first quarter. It's a grown man game, Corey Neyland.
Yes, it is, and that's a matchup that the tight end can try to exploit against the linebackers as the Hornets bring in Isaac Hurtado, might be their most athletic player on defense.
Approaching 6.5 left in this first quarter. They go to the ground, and it's Carrillo once again, and he's met by a swarm of Hornets as he just crosses the 25-yard line. Might have picked up 1, but coming up from his secondary spot, Chandler Brown contributing to that stop there for Fullerton.
Yeah,
Well, if you're a Fullerton fan, Braden Huffman now is walking around the sidelines telling everybody he's fine. So we'll see what happens offensively for the Hornets.
Rustlers a 48-10 win last week at Mesa, a game in which they led just 6-3 at the half, but outscored the Olympians 42-7 in that second half. It was a big effort by the young man in the shotgun formation right now, Retzlaff, who takes the snap but hold everything. There's a flag coming in, and some movement. They get Michael DeViro, the center there.
And Brian Crooks likes to bring pressure, and he does throughout the season. It's been straight up, but now they're running a little bit of design pressures, bringing Isaac Hurtado, come to the middle, loop around Junior Wiley on the outside.
Brian Crooks, longtime defensive coordinator for the Fullerton College Hornets, puts together top units year in and year out, former defensive line coach. So he's a gritty one for sure. As Retzlaff takes the snap, pumps, delivers, and incomplete. Pressure breathing down his neck that time as he was looking for Ojalabi. This brings up a 3rd down.
Corey, 4 down linemen. 3 down linemen got there for the pressure.
Yeah, and Fullerton dropped back into a zone that time. That's why they brought 3. They dropped 8. Junior Wiley was in the mix along with O'Shea Davis. You have 2 of the best defensive minds in the state of California in this game today, and they're both playing well, coaching well.
And that could be a big bonus for Fullerton, right? If you can get there with just 3 guys, you can have a lot more in coverage to try to guard against the right arm of Retzlaff. Throws it in the flat. And here's Mikey Carrillo up the boundary. Carrillo lowering his shoulder across the 35, and he may have got enough for the first down. He did.
Yeah,
on 3rd and long, Corey.
Sorry about that, Rahshaun. That's the thing to do against a quick defense, an aggressive defense. Throw that little quick out or that screen pass, and Rustlers get that first down.
I beg your pardon, that's Jared Johnson there, the tailback. He had 4 grabs last week out of the backfield as well for this Rustler offense. And he'll get the carry right up the gut. And up to the 40-yard line, he picks up 4. Under 5 to play here first quarter. No score.
Second down at 6 at the 40.
Rustlers have it 2nd and 6 at their own 40-yard line. 4:28 left here first quarter. No score between Fullerton and Golden West. Pump fake, looking up top. Kennewell's got it. 40-yard line, Nick Kennewell dragged out of bounds inside the 20. Big play from Retzlaff to Nick Kennewell.
One step was all you needed. Jordan Wright was there, but that little in.
19-yard line. That was a 41-yard gain.
You talk about Nick Kennewell, you talk about his hands, and they were beautiful there, being able to haul that one in from Retzlaff.
He stood in there and took a hit from Isaac Hurtado.
Yeah, he did. Learned that toughness from the dark side, playing under Coach Matt Logan at Corona Centennial. Rustlers have it at the 20. Here's Gianni Hurd, and he may have picked up 1.
You know, we heard about him at Corona. He came there and played. Nobody wanted him. Nick Mitchell ends up getting him. And it has been the big plus for Golden West this year, having him at quarterback.
It's a weird situation. His his last year playing there for Centennial. They're kind of going with like 3 quarterbacks, and Logan were kind of rotating guys in and out. And so, I mean, he showed a little bit on tape, but not really the offers. But he's a qualifier, so he could certainly be next level once this year is over. Over the middle, pass caught. Here's Wiseman. Wiseman, a hop, skip, and a jump across the 10 and outside, out of bounds. And it'll be a 1st and goal, Golden West.
Retzlaff now 99 yards on the day in this first quarter. And again, the linebackers for the Hornets a little bit too deep in their zone, allowed the crossing route of Wiseman to come through 5 yards in front of him. And with his type of speed, he's going to pick up 12 more yards.
First grab of the game for Wiseman, coming off a career-high 90 receiving yards and a touchdown last week at Mesa. Under 3 to play here first quarter. 1st and goal for the Rustlers. Deep as any team has been in opposing territory so far this afternoon. Southern Conference Championship on the line here. Retzlaff going to keep it himself, and he slips in the backfield. Try to go zone read there, but the Hornet defense all over it.
Yeah, Amari Williams was there quickly, and he comes in just into the game for the Hornets. Makes the initial contact, which trips him up.
So it'll be a loss there. Brings up a 2nd and goal from the 10. Rustlers 2nd in the conference in red zone touchdown percentage is 61%. That's been another huge key to the success this year. Looking fade near side, Kennewell, and nothing doing. Maybe got to get a little bit more air underneath that one.
I believe that might be Elijah Griffin on the coverage.
So a 3rd and goal here. 3 would be nice, but I'm sure you'd much rather have 7 if you're Nick Mitchell and John Shipp. After that big play from Retzlaff to Kennewell. 3rd and goal, 10-yard line. 2:02 remaining here, first quarter. Rustlers trying to get on the board. Retzlaff looking and thrown too far outside for Branson. That defensive line all in his face there.
Yeah, Brian Crook sold out the house on that one, Corey. He figured if he was going to get beat, it was going to make him backpedal when he throws the ball.
Demetri Hernandez and Amari Williams makes him rush the throw, and that's why the pass was incomplete.
So enter Jake Cypress, freshman out of Villa Park.
75% on his attempts this year.
This one from 27, and was that blocked?
And it looked like it was Elijah Griffin or Kashawn Griffin.
No, that was Elijah Griffin,
Okay.
but that's the 4th field goal blocked in a row. They blocked 3 to end up winning last week. So it was the same thing. They've done it now. Special teams, 4 field goals they blocked, and Rahshaun Haylock, the 3 they blocked last week, made them win by 1 point.
That's huge. That's a weapon. That certainly is a weapon. If you can be able to do that, that can pay huge dividends. So instead of it being 3-0 game here in favor of the Rustlers, still no score, 1:53 to play in this first quarter.
And guys, when Fullerton's had really, really good seasons, great seasons, their special teams has been one of the best in the nation. Again here, that's 4 blocked field goals this season.
You're going to win at a big level. You better have some good teams play. That's for sure.
Throw quick in the middle, take it at the 30. That's going to be Huffman. Corey, the thing that's interesting with the Hornets, they're running the same offensive players out on the field. They're not changing anybody out in this game yet. That time throws it to Smith. Smith gets taken down right at the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 10.
Hornets trying to go tempo there, catch Rustlers off guard a little bit, but Golden West all on top of it.
Streeter and Zaval, the safeties for Golden West.
No gain, 2nd down and 10. At the 30.
Streeter had an interception the last time we were out here.
Rankins at running back. Caleb at quarterback. They hand it off to Brandon Rankins. Gets hit in the backfield. Cuts up the middle of the field. Refuses to go down. Almost gets to 35. They're going to mark him at the 34. Gain of 3 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7. Rahshaun, your defense has had him in 3rd down and 7 all day long.
Yeah, well, you don't want to miss tackles. Souza got in there. He wasn't able to wrap him up, but he slowed him down and provided enough time for guys to come over and help him. The gang tackling It's been impressive so far today. And you got to do that against a back like Rankings.
Devin Moore, the speedster now in the game for the Hornets in the backfield. Moore comes up. They come. There's a sack, and this has just got to add to the state record and the amount of sacks they get every time defensively.
And that's the state leader, Ismail Souza, getting in there for the sack. Sack number 38 of the season for these Rustlers. Number 9 on the year for Souza.
You're not going to be able to pump fake and go deep against the Rustlers unless you open up the field that middle, and the Hornets haven't done so yet.
4th down and 14. They've got their offense on the field. They're going to let the clock wind down. They're just going to see if anybody jumps on this one. And that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. As we come to the end of the first quarter, a surprising 0-0 deadlock. Golden West, the Rustlers, Fullerton College, the Hornets, tied at 0 after 1 here on Sportsnet USA.net. Don't forget, all our games here on SportsNetUSA.net are brought to you by Miller Toyota of Anaheim. So Miller Toyota of Anaheim, a proud sponsor of all our sports here on SportsNetUSA.net. Rahshaun Haylock, a little surprised at 0-0?
You know, championship game, you look at how great these offenses are, and you look at how great these defenses are. You figured coming in, this wasn't going to be a shootout, right? Like, you're going to have to earn every point you get today, and so far, this first quarter, as good as advertised.
Corey Neyland, two big plays. Defense gets a turnover, and then special team field goal. That's the only difference in this game so far.
Yeah, that's what you need when you're playing the best team in the state. Chandler Galvin's only 3 of 8 for 17 yards. On the flip side, Retzloff is 7 of 11 for 99 yards. But again, we're still sitting here 0. The defense has been the impactful players.
I tell you what, you could call him 7-11 because he's been like a giant icy out there right now. Every time you need a slurp, he's getting it for you.
Some coaches may look at this as 2 turnovers for Golden West, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got the fumble and then the blocked field goal right here. You end up with nothing. It's almost as good as a turnover as well.
They almost get the block. It's going to hit short. Takes a roll for Fullerton. And they came an inch away from getting to Kuntz, who didn't flinch.
No, he didn't flinch because here's what it sets up. It's going to set up something. Kuntz is very fast. So he's out there. He's maybe their fastest wide receiver. If you get a big rush, and it's only 4th and, let's say, 7, you got a chance for a guy to take off running.
You talked about special teams being great, Corey. I mean, that's some of the things that you can do if you got a great special teams unit. So no score here. Second quarter just underway. Battle of the Booths. Golden West taking on Fullerton. Rahshaun Haylock alongside Mark Pavlovich, Corey Neyland. Got the whole crew here today. First down play is a give to Hurd, and unable to turn the corner. He might have lost a yard there.
Excellent fill by Gil Vasquez on the near side. I mean, he's a smart guy out there, and he fills the lane and allows Bryce Dunnick to catch up and make the stop.
So a 2nd and long here for the Rustlers. Had a big play from Retzlaff to Kennewell on its last possession, but it resulted in a field goal being blocked by the Hornets. On 2nd and long, Hurd once again up the gut. Hurd with those legs chugging across the 35 and down at the 39-yard line. So he picks up 8, brings up a 3rd and 3.
Marcellus Gaines, again, a quick hitter with Hurd. They've got to establish that run. Even if they don't get 100 yards, they got to keep the Fullerton defense honest.
Hard to run against this Fullerton defense. They give up just 35 yards per game. Play fake, looking. Ojalabi upstairs, no. He held on to it, but he came down out of bounds. And Ojalabi a little shaken up. You see the replay here. Little back shoulder action. He goes up, but unable to land in bounds. And a nice job there
by Jordan Wright.
Jordan Wright, the corner,
rolled his shoulder the whole way, Corey, and when the ball got there, because he had to go up, he gave him the little body, which forced him to land out of bounds. Good defensive play by Fullerton.
He used that sideline as another defender. And so Ojalabi helmet in his hand. Actually, doesn't even have his helmet. Where's his helmet? Oh, he's got it. But he's able to walk off under his own strength.
Rahshaun, you were telling me Ojalabi is a part of the Ojalabi brothers who played here at Golden West. Last time Golden West beat Fullerton in 2015, Alex was a part of that team.
Yeah, it's been a lot of heartache for the Rustlers caused by the Fullerton College Hornets.
So Phil Austin's defensive backs have stepped up the game. Brian Crook's defensive plan so far is working against the quarterback who many say is the conference player of the year, maybe the best player in the state in community college football. Back deep, Rahshaun Griffin. He's going to stand at the 20-yard line. Nice boot. Lefty. Rahshaun takes it. Looks for some help. Looks for the outside. Gets a little one. Ball comes out. Golden West comes up with it.
Nope.
Oh, Rahshaun. You were an inch away from jumping up and down up here in the booth as the ball came out from Rahshaun, but he comes back on it himself. Corey, could have been a big turnover in this game.
Yeah, 42 yards on the kick, 5 on the return.
And Kylan Neal, the talented linebacker playing special teams, came up with the strip. Nearly the recovery there for the Rustlers.
And Neal had an interception last week against San Diego Mesa.
You talk about a player.
It'll be interesting who gets the Defensive Player of the Year in conference, because I think Golden West might be sweeping those awards.
I mean, you got a couple candidates, right? I mean, you look at Neal, you look at Souza.
Arayo.
Moore.
Yeah, I mean, you keep naming them, Corey.
Devin Moore, the speedster ball comes out. Turnover. Ooh. And they're going to call him down. Ooh. They're calling him down. Rahshaun Haylock, tell me. Was he down?
He wasn't close to down, but I think they're going to say momentum was stopped.
One more look at it. Yeah, it looked like that ball was out.
Moore takes it again.
Gentlemen, they got to be saying the momentum was stopped and he wasn't going anywhere, and that's why they called the play dead, because he definitely was not down. And is that Alex Reich who's down?
Can't tell from here.
So at 12:56 here in the second quarter, it's the Rustlers 0, the Hornets 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. So up in the booth, it looked like it was a turnover. That's what we're going to say. But once again, the Hornets dodge a bullet. As Corey's saying, he thought they probably ruled his momentum stop. Rahshaun, you saw the replay. I got to ask you. I can't see it.
I mean, that's what it had to be. It had to be them ruling his momentum. We see it one more time. Yeah, I mean, it looked like that ball was out before.
Boy, I'm going to go with that's a fumble, Corey, because he was going forward still. I don't know where you call his momentum stop.
No, he was down.
Well, his hand was down, not his knee.
And you can support yourself with the hand. The hand is not, if your hand goes down, you're not down.
Can we get one more, Ed?
It looked like,
I think that left shoulder was in that hip. I think he was down as I look at it.
You do? You think he hit the ground, then it popped out?
At the same time, yeah. Either way, I would have been okay with the call.
And of course, the officials here don't have the liberty of replay.
Right.
Like we have and still can't figure it out. Right?
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's one of those bang-bang plays. But a couple missed opportunities, missed chances here for the Rustlers as it relates to fumbles. And you guys know this better than anybody. I mean, this Fullerton team will put the ball on the ground. You got to take advantage of those opportunities.
Brandon Rankin's 4 fumbles on the season, lost 2 of them. Ryan Osborne had the solution. He was down, but not really.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4 on the mystery fumble that we can debate all the way home. Moore stays in the backfield. Chandler Galban still at quarterback. Hasn't had a good day today throwing the football yet. Big 3rd down and 4. Offense needs to have some momentum. The defense is just sniding them. Here comes the pressure. Galban throws it up in the middle, and he throws it to the right man, Corey. Christopher Kuntz finds a soft spot, and the ball gets there for a 1st down.
Richard Manuzzi was applying the pressure for Golden West. 14-yard gain.
Just short of the 50 at the 48.
Galban took a nice shot there, but still able to get it away.
Huffman at the far side of the field. Brandon Rankins comes back in. Black is the up back. Rankins the deep back. Galban the quarterback. First down and 10 at the 48. Brandon Rankins straight up the middle. Gets across the 50. Refuses to go down. And that's the Brandon Rankins Corey Neyland keeps talking about. A gain of 9 on the play.
Yeah, now he's got 17 yards on the ground. And again, tough running up the middle.
Second down and 1. Galban looks over. Black stays in at the up back. Ryan Black's had a good year. Brandon Rankins a deep setback. Second and about 1.5 feet. Golden West comes up. They want to get Brandon Rankins. Rankins puts a foot in the artificial turf and gets a first down on the play.
Yeah, I tell you what, obviously you got a tough running back in Brandon Rankins, but it's a hot day out here today, fellas. And if he could keep chugging along like this, that could be an issue for this Golden West defense.
First down and 10 at the 40. The offense is starting to move with running plays. Galban looks at the sideline. Black still the up back. Two-back set. Brandon Rankins says, I'm not tired. Give it to me again. Gets hit. Refuses. Chugs down. Get a little scrum going. They're going to give him to the 35.
You're starting to see a little bit of give, right? Those 1- and 2-yard runs from earlier in the first quarter now have become, 4- or 5-yard runs for Rankins.
But they're doing it with an up back. And that up back is really the key to get that one extra block on a fast defense and an aggressive defense.
Undersized defense at that, too.
Now they go 5 wide. Second down and 5. Right at the 35. Smith, Kuntz, Huffman to the near side of the field. Kashawn Griffin to the far side of the field. Second down 5 at the 35. Galban knows the pressure's coming. Got to get rid of it. He does. And what they try and run is basically a slot screen to Braden Huffman.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen. Watch the quarterback draw on this play.
Dakota Hart breaking that last one up.
Dakota Hart's one of those players we watched doing high school games at Anaheim High School.
Moore comes back in the game as a running back. Third down and 5 at the 35. Galban feels the pressure. Golden West coming from the corners. Now they back out. Man-to-man coverage on the outside. Let's see if they sneak somebody out. They run it straight up middle. Ball is out. Galban gets on it, and that is twice. Rahshaun Haylock 3 times that it's come out. In this game, the Hornets should have lost the football.
3 fumbles, but none of them lost. That's key. We talked about it. This Fullerton team will put the ball on the ground. You got to pounce on it, and the Hornets have pounced on all of theirs.
He got smacked.
Yeah, and Saval was the one who punched the ball away from Moore. And again, I think Galban was going to take it, and as he was pulling it out, Saval came through, punched it out. Big play.
That's 3 on this possession alone, right? You had the punt return, you had another one earlier on this drive, and then this one right here. Low snap. Uh-oh.
So the ball hits the turf. Kuntz looks up. Kuntz then does enough, Corey, to get away from the first defender to at least get the ball downfield. But so 9:29 to go. We're tied at 0.
The defender went into his leg. I mean, did the punter establish himself as a runner? Is that why?
I think that's the call because he took off and run. He ran about 3 yards sideways, and he could have taken off. So that's going to negate any type of running into or roughing the kicker.
But that ball hit the turf. And if it hits the turf and comes up, if it touches the turf and you pick it up as a kicker and I run into you, it's waved off.
Okay.
Yeah, it's waved off.
So Rustlers have it 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. 9:29 to play in this first half. Retzlaff flushed out of the pocket, rolling right, pitches it out in the flat, has a man across the 40-yard line and skipping near midfield. Enough for a first down for Golden West.
And Equanzik Anderson runs with his quarterback, and Retzlaff did a nice job of not panicking. He could have run, but he waited for Jalen early to commit to him. Then he hits Anderson for the first.
The sophomore out of Tampa, Florida, Hillsborough High School. adding some depth at this wide receiver position for John Shipp and this Golden West offense. Aquantic Anderson. Under 9 to play. Up the gut. And lowering his shoulder across the 45 is the tailback Carrillo.
Vasquez and Wallace. Vasquez, his 3rd tackle today.
So you're looking about a 2nd and 7. Ball at the Rustler 47-yard line. 8.5 to play in the 2nd quarter. Still no score from Rustler Field in Huntington Beach. 4 wide receivers for Retzlaff. They go to the ground once again. Mikey Carrillo, a burst, 2nd level, and a 1st down. As he gets across midfield inside of Fullerton territory. It'll be 1st and 10 Rustlers at the Fullerton 45.
And a nice job by Michael DeViro, the center, who turned Jason Wallace, allowed Carrillo a little bit of opening to get that 1st down.
I think Corey was an offensive line coach in a former life. You're always on top of the O-line, my man. Here's Carrillo once again as he tries to turn the corner. I mean, nobody points out the O-line like Corey Neyland. And I mean that.
Jordan Rice was in the backfield that time, Corey, to make the initial hit on the play. And one of the things I got to ask you, though, our linebackers, when they drop, are dropping back a lot deeper, and they seem to react slower when anything's thrown in front of them.
Yeah, I just think they're a little bit deep right now, and that's going to allow them to look slow. And yeah, they just haven't been able to get there.
Under 7.5 to play. 2nd and 6, ball at the 42-yard line of Fullerton. Hornets showing pressure, play fake, looking far side, and a flag comes in. Intended receiver was Kennewell over there on that far side, and he was locked up with Jordan Wright, the sophomore out of Collierville, Tennessee.
That's tough.
Wait, I mean, you're running down the field, you're on the guy's hip, you basically give him a little bump where he steps out of bounds and turn the flag on you. Come on.
I think you have to throw that flag because his arm was on his shoulder. I didn't see a push, but again, Kennewell goes down, and it's the correct call. That's the right call. And you see the play action. The linebackers came up. Offensive line did a nice job of holding them off, and they throw it down the field.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Rustlers at the Hornet 27-yard line. 7:09 to play. 2nd quarter. Hurd is the deep back. Play fake over the middle, pass caught, and that's Saval at the 20-yard line. And it brings up a 2nd and short.
Chandler Brown at Corey Neyland looks like he's outmatched going against some of these big receivers for Golden West.
I think it was a smart play not to come in full tilt and brings them down. But again, what can a tight end do for you?
I don't know. I've never seen a team with a tight end that I've called games for, so I can't answer that one.
You know, I ran into that problem. I was making my boards. I was like, wait, where are the tight ends? It's the evolution of football, I guess. Tight ends and fullbacks are becoming more and more rare. 2nd and 4 as they mark that ball at the 22-yard line, and this one's going to be a delay unless the Rustlers got a timeout. Nope.
Now, Rahshaun, I've got to ask you, let's go into the future just for a second. You've been down here a couple times. The Hornet defense has come up with a turnover or blocking a field goal. How important mentally is it for you to get something on the board?
Well, efficiency, right? You can't have issues like that in terms of a delay of game. You got to try to do what you can to be as efficient as possible once you get down here. Play fake. Retzlaff with time deflected and falls right in front of Branson. That ball hung up in the air seemingly like forever. Vasquez, the freshman out of Los Altos High School there in the area, but just couldn't get there.
Yeah, I think that was Bryce Dunnett, guys, who got a hand on it, who deflected it. Retzlaff is now 9 of 16 for 120 yards.
And if Vasquez does get to the ball, the Hornets are up in this game because there was nobody else around him. I almost said that linebacker makes it down the field.
3rd and 9, Retzlaff throwing it outside, pass caught. Wiseman makes one man miss, but can't get to the sticks. He got to about the 20 maybe.
Going to mark him, I think, Rahshaun, at the 22.
22, so that's going to bring up a 4th. And you're looking at 4. And here comes Cypress.
would you not consider going for this? I'm going to ask you. I'm making you coach.
I would, but in a game like this, you feel like points are going to be you're going to need points, right? And so I don't hate this decision. This one from 38, Cypress, good. Jake Cypress, barely enough on that one, but it squeezes through and puts the Rustlers on the board as they lead it 3-0 here, 5:14 to play in this second quarter.
Well, it proved it was in range. His longest 40 on the season. I mean, he got it just barely, but again, he rushed his kick just a little, Mark. But again, 3 points is 3 points.
And kind of to Mark's point, right? Like, do you put him out there, maybe thinking about that blocked field goal he had the last time out, right? Kickers hate that, right?
Yeah, I mean, and you saw the Hornets crowding the line too, Rahshaun, so you thought it was an all-out blitz coming up the middle on that rush. They held a couple people back. They didn't send all 11 that time like they did in the other one they blocked.
Yeah, 10 plays, 4 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock.
5:14, and somebody finally gets on the board in this first half. It's the Rustlers up by 3. They win today, they're conference champs. The Hornets win today, they're conference champs. Both of them looking to get in the playoffs. And there's the feeling of some of us up here, they win today, you might start looking at them being number 1 in the state of California and getting close to that state national title for Golden West College.
Certainly a magical year here in Surf City, USA.
Kuntz takes it off the fingertips. He's going to down it in the end zone and then takes a knee. So we've got a flag down where Rahshaun Haylock, Ryan Osborne said offsides on Golden West. And so we're going to re-kick I would say we would re-kick the football.
How does that happen?
Would you re-kick it or would you take it where it gets bought and then take the 5?
I take it where we're at the 20, 25 and then get 5. Yeah, I would re-kick it if I got Kashawn Griffin. Yeah, that's right.
There's the mentality of an offensive lineman. Wait a minute, you're asking me too much. I just want to block.
That's what I said. You got to re-kick it if you don't take it after the penalty and get that extra 5 yards.
That's what I like about us.
You rarely see that call. I mean, rarely see that call, right?
Yeah, but Kashawn hasn't done anything all year. You don't really want Kuntz, like you said. Kuntz is one of the fastest players on the team if he gets a block. And your offense has struggled, Rahshaun. Really, it hasn't done much against a very top-notch defense.
Yeah, you hope for maybe an explosive play on teams.
You got the record holder for Fullerton back deep, so might as well.
Kuntz and Griffin standing at the 5 with 5:14. It's a pooch kick taken out of bounds at the 32. So they gain 2 yards on the decision, but it'll be first down and 10 for the Hornets at the 32.
Hey, you got 2 yards.
That's like Corey Neyland getting 5 extra fries when we go into a restaurant. He's happy.
It's the bottom of the bag fries?
Bottomless
The
fries,
bottom of the
I'm
bag
happy.
fries are very underrated, by the way.
Oh, my
right?
goodness.
Just when you think it's all gone, you go back in there.
Fries better than the actual fries.
Ryan Osborne says bottom of the bag fries better than the actual fries.
I'll go with
on
that.
the top of the bag. I think that because it's a treat, right?
Galban back in. Jordan Tate, the far side receiver. Runs straight up the middle. Both the defensive line and offensive line said, wait a minute, somebody's talking about fries. They were down there looking for him right then. No bottomless fries on the field. Gain of nothing on the play. So it's going to bring up a second down and 10.
Looks like Rankins may be the key here for Fullerton offensively today.
Smith, Huffman, Thomas, the near side of the field. Galban at quarterback. Second down and 10. Here comes the pressure. Looks it quick. Throws it to Huffman. Huffman catches it. I think they'll give it to him at the 38. They do.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 91. 15-yard penalty, first down.
And so another mistake by the defense for Golden West. allows the Hornets to move down the field. The best thing today offensively, Corey Neyland, has been the yellow flags against Golden West College defense.
Yeah, Rahshaun Martin, they say getting in there late.
That crosses midfield for the Hornets.
Yeah.
Black comes back in the game. He's the up back. Rankins, the deep back. Galban looks over, gives it to Brandon Rankins, hits the center. There is nothing there. He falls forward for 3. The initial contact was behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and that's that pressure. That's that swarming. You got to do that. You got to meet Rankins at the spot, and you got to get a lot of guys going to him. He is going to be the key for Fullerton offensively today.
2nd down and 7. We're under 4 minutes here in the first half. They hand it off to Brandon Rankins. They get his leg, and Corey, you hold on to his leg and tell everybody else, hold him up, we'll help you get him down.
Yeah, Koffel was there. Alexander was there on the last play. But, guys, you're going to need more than, I think, one back in the backfield to combat the rush of Golden West.
You talked about having that H-back in there earlier, right? That's where they had some success.
Smith, Huffman, and Thomas to the far side of the field. This formation hasn't found that offensive throw that can get them that first down. We'll see what happens here. Here they come. Throw it over. Throw it. It does. Finally, it's Huffman with sure hands, and he gets a cross down to the 33.
Good
so
pick up
Braden
there.
Huffman gets one.
Good pick up there on 3rd and long by Fullerton.
And you like it. 1-2 throw. 1-2 throw.
They flip-flop the offense. Come to the near side of the field with those 3. They go to the other side, go down, short arm it, incomplete pass. So a little short arm. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Hornets right at the 34.
2nd down and 10 at the 34.
2:54 to go here in the first half. We got a baseball game. It's the Rustlers 3, the Hornets 0.
I love it. You keep your big 12,000-yard, 100-point games. I love this.
Here comes the pressure. Galban tries to roll away, throws over here, throws it high, take it out of the air. Who else to go to? The man who's had the surest hands on the field today, Braden Huffman, who, wait a minute, didn't his brother play here? He had sure hands too, didn't he?
Cody Saval.
Was that his brother?
Huh?
Was that his brother?
Yes. That's his older brother.
I never knew it was the same guy.
Oh! So the Hornets down at the 20 with just a little over 2 minutes to go, trying to get on the board. Here comes the pressure. Galban has got to get rid of it. Middle of the field, incomplete pass.
And Andrew Sanders II is down. But go back to the throw by Galvin. Away from the defenders, up high where only Huffman can catch it. And nobody ever told me that's his little brother.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you knew that. I thought you thought I was teasing you just when I said that.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah. So 2nd down and 10 at the 20. They come up. Galban hits it to Brandon Rankins, who tries to step out of a tackle, and Rahshaun gets tripped up.
Yeah, Cody Saval coming in from his secondary spot, but we got some extracurricular activity going on, Mark, away from the play.
George Silva. Who else is over there? Elisha Martin.
That is a big boy. Number 79, George Silva, 6'7", 295.
Started the year as a defensive end.
So big 3rd down, because then you look at our field goal kicker trying to make one from 35 to tie the game. Trying to get some more yardage here. We're going to get a timeout with 1:36 to go. With 1:36 to go here in the first half. It's the Rustlers 3, the Hornets 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Galvin 7 of 15 for 62 yards, trying to heat up on this drive. And again, I think Rahshaun is right that Brandon Rankins has been the key on offense for the Hornets all season long, especially today.
Yeah, they're going to need him to maybe pop off a couple of chunk runs, chunk plays here. But you got another 3rd and long situation, and Mark, to your point, huge play in this ball game, right? And I think Garrett Campbell taking the time out here, want to talk about it, make sure they get a good play call here. 1:36 to play in this first half.
I think the play call is you want to get at least 5 yards, because with 5 yards, you're still in range of Cesar Velasquez.
Yeah, his longest field goal this year, 36 yards there. He's 7-11 so far this season. And you can't afford, Corey, if you do get sacked, then that's that thing where you're going to have to go for it on 4th down. Big 3rd down with 1:36 to go. 3rd down, 10 yards from the 20. Galban here has time to throw, holds it, throws it across. They do what they said. Corey Neyland said get 5 yards. Corey, they did. They got it to Thomas.
Yeah, and another sure tackle. Again, that's the one thing that's Pablo Araya. Leads the team in stops.
So the Hornets decide that they would rather take the lead than attempt a tying field goal. 4th down and 5 for the Hornets at the 15. They try to get Golden West to jump. They back off. Now they realize.
Got to be disciplined here if you're the Rustlers. Hornets still got 2 timeouts left, so may just be trying to draw them here.
Down to 52. Looking over. And now Garrett Campbell calls timeout. So with 48.7 to go, it looks like the Hornets will attempt a tying field goal.
Why just the one opportunity there, though, to try to draw them off sides? Like, I never really understood that. And that happens at every level. Like, you give it one good try, then if it doesn't work out, then you just let the rest of the clock wind out before taking the timeout.
Well, for doing Fullerton all these years, you only wanted to do once, because at the second try, Fullerton's going to jump and you're going to back him up 5 yards.
That's
and might take him out of
taken.
field goal.
That's like going out to lunch with your friends and you let the check sit there for a second. They glance at it, and then you realize you might as well just drop your card on the table because they ain't going to buy.
But, Corey, you nailed it, right?
They're buying water at halftime.
A little 5 yards just to be able to get in the field goal range, and then that's exactly what they do. Perfectly executed there by Galban and the offense here. And so you take a timeout, 48 seconds left, and you try to attempt a field goal here to tie this thing up.
It's going to get spotted at the 22. You add 10, 32 yards. His longest is 36 this year.
Rustlers not the field goal kicking prowess that the Hornets have shown so far this season.
48 seconds to go in this first half. 3-0 Rustlers. Ball is set. Kick is up, and the kick is no good.
Got the right call.
Huge stop there for the Rustlers. You're talking about, just take a look at the field goal here. He just pushed it a little bit to the left. You talk about the Rustlers getting on the board. This would have been a huge answer here for Fullerton. Don't forget, Golden West gets the ball coming out of the locker room at halftime. And so you give a little bit, but you don't give any points up off the scoreboard. As a wise person once told me, points beat you, yards don't. And so you may give up a couple yards there, but still holding Fullerton scoreless.
And if you're Golden West, do you go maybe for that killer shot on one play here with 48 seconds to go in the first half?
I think you see what you can get here on first down. I mean, they still have 3 timeouts remaining, so it's definitely plausible to be able to do so. But don't want to make any huge mistakes here. That's why John Shipp and Nick Mitchell get paid the big bucks. 44 seconds left. And they go on the ground. Here's Hurd on the carry and gets up to the second level, just shy of the 30-yard line, which is the first down marker. So they take a timeout here after picking up about 6 on that first down carry. So 2 timeouts remaining for Golden West, 36 seconds left in this first half.
Hey, Corey, I'm going to ask you. Now, you're Brian Crooks, and you're thinking, well, if they don't do anything, they're just going to take a knee. What sort of defense do you run? I mean, do you run some sort of shell defense where you're going to give them 10, 15 yards?
You let them, you keep them behind the 50. You keep them in their own territory. That's all that matters. That's all you want to do. So you're not going to blitz. You're not going to go all out because you don't want that one play to beat you. So, yeah, you give them a 15-yard cushion, keep everything in front of you. Conference championship.
That's what this game is all about. The winner moves on to the playoffs for sure.
So 2nd and 4, ball at the 27-yard line of the Rustlers. Call it 2nd and 3, 36 ticks left. Retzlaff going to throw it this time. Over the middle, caught by Wiseman, takes a big shot, stays on his feet, stays in bounds, tiptoes, out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
And Junior Wiley was there. He made the hit, made the perfect play. All he didn't do was wrap up.
5'9", 165, country strong that time to stay on his feet. Rustlers don't have to take a timeout as the Wiseman able to get it out of bounds to be 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. 26 seconds remaining here first half. Rustlers nursing the 3-point lead. Retzlaff back to pass again. They set up the screen. Has his man, has some space. There goes Carrillo. Carrillo across midfield, 40-yard line inside of Fullerton territory. Beautiful play call there by John Shipp. Perfect execution from Retzlaff to Carrillo. As you take a look at the replay, Mark.
Yeah, and they rush forward. They let them through. The linebackers get lost in the play, in and in the wash, and that's what allows that big play.
Ball at the Fullerton 38-yard line. 16 seconds remaining. Retzlaff sets up another screen. Branson slips a tackle. Tanner Branson, second level. Inside the 20 and a first down for Golden West.
And a missed tackle by Jonathan Smith, who read the play perfectly, Rahshaun, as Golden West calls a timeout. But again, the play read perfectly by the safety. He was there, except ran right by him.
Early goes for the kill shot, and then a missed tackle here on that one leads to 2 large gains for Golden West. 9 seconds left, though, Corey. Ball at the 20-yard line. You got 3 in your back pocket. You also have a timeout remaining. I think you got enough time to take a shot at the end zone. What do you say?
You have to take a shot at the end zone. I mean, if you get 2 scores up on a team and you're only giving up 11 points a game, you got to be feeling really good about yourself, and you're getting the ball back to start the second half. You go for 6 twice here. You got enough time.
Big facts, Corey.
Well, and the facts are, you look at the stats. Galban's not lighting it up throwing a football. He hasn't lit it up all year long. You look at turnovers to touchdown ratio, it's not even close to the top 20 quarterbacks in the state of California.
So 9 seconds left. Kennewell obviously could be an option here if you're Jake Retzlaff, the big 6'2 freshman. You obviously want to get something going towards the end zone. Kennewell is split out to the far side at the top of your screen. Retzlaff throwing it over the middle. Oh, nearly picked off. He was looking for Branson on a post, threw it behind him, and that one was right in the breadbasket of the Hornets, Jonathan Smith.
And if Smith's looking for the football, he stops.
Well, the thing is, if he could see the football, that's a touchdown because it would have been a perfect throw. It would have hit him in the hands, but again, that rush for Fullerton made him just a tick faster than he wanted to be.
4 seconds left. Here's Jake Cypress. This one for
blocked
70,
again.
Blocked. Scooped up by Fullerton. Retzlaff making the tackle.
Sean Morris with the block. My goodness gracious.
5 out of 6 is what they've done. And I got to go back and look at my partner if we see the replay on this, because you grabbed your forehead. You might as well grab it again on that replay.
I tell you what, momentum cares nothing about your feelings at all. It looked like all the momentum was going in the way of the Rustlers. A nice drive to end this first half, and all of a sudden you have the field goal block, second block of the game.
Watch him come up through the middle and lay out.
I mean, they just swarmed through. I mean, that
back-to-back weeks, Corey Neyland, the special teams. They won the game last week with 3 blocks. That is now 5 blocks on field goal attempts.
And you look at the body
5
language.
of 6.
You look at the body language of the guys walking off the field. You would think Fullerton had the lead here at halftime.
Fullerton is saying we got him where we want him because you're only up 3.
So 3-0 Rustlers lead it here at intermission. As both teams head into the locker room, Rahshaun Haylock, Mark Pavlovich, Corey Neyland here with you. This Battle of the Booths, National Southern Conference Championship on the line. Incredible turn of events here to end this first half. So we'll step aside. Halftime here from Rustler Field. Rustlers 3, Hornets nothing. You're watching Golden West Rustler football and Fullerton College football right here on SportsNetUSA.net. Second half underway here from Rustler Field. Iman Lewoy takes the opening kickoff, and here's Lewoy up the near sideline. Across the 40-yard line before being driven out of bounds here on this Fullerton side. As we welcome you back to Surf City, USA, Rustlers went into intermission with a 3-0 lead over Fullerton in this, the National Southern Conference Championship game. Corey Neyland, some keys for Fullerton coming out of the locker room.
Offensively, they got to do better than 99 yards in the second half. That was the total in the first half. Defensively, keep doing what you're doing. Mark Pavlovich says they're due for a big play.
Rustlers outgained Fullerton 201 to 99 in that first half. Retzlaff, 13 of 21, 173 of those yards. He starts out of the gun. They go shovel pass, but nothing doing. As Mikey Carrillo ate up there. Coming up was Gil Vasquez to meet him.
Vasquez's fourth tackle today. Jalen Early and Junior Wiley are the backers. Rice, Morris, who has that blocked field goal. Wallace and McDonald up front. O'Shea Davis on the far side. Jonathan Smith, Chandler Brown. And the near side corner is Jordan Wright.
Loss of 3 there. Retzlaff looking for Branson, has him in the slot across the 45-yard line up to the 47. So that gets him into a 3rd and long situation. 3rd and 7 now.
Nice play by Chandler Brown, who came up quickly and made a sure tackle, Corey. Something we didn't see at the end of the first half.
And that's his 8th tackle today.
So 3rd and 7, Rustlers from their own 47-yard line. First possession of this second half. Retzlaff off his back foot, and that one incomplete. In the vicinity of Anderson. But so this second half started just like the opening possession of the game started for the Rustlers. They go 3 and out.
Corey Neyland, 4-down lineman, put all the pressure there. They dropped 7 back that time for the Hornets.
Fullerton was so good, they confused themselves and Golden West on that play.
Always good when you confuse the other team. Yourself, as long as it works.
Back deep, Kashawn Griffin standing at the 15, sort of wandering around. Here comes the pressure, up the middle. Kashawn's going to watch it hit the ground. He's going to take a bounce, and he's going to let it die right at the 20, and we get a little shoving going back and up. Just a little people locked up out there. You had on that one Christian Cross locked up with the Hornets. A little shoving, but nice referees. No flags, no the quick flags that we've seen. And Rahshaun, that's one of the things we really haven't seen this game. A lot of flags. I like what the refs are doing.
Not a lot of flags. They're letting them play. They're letting the championship teams determine the championship. I'll tell you what, Josue Alexander, we saw him earlier talking a little bit of noise. He was there just now, a little extracurricular activity. He wants all the smoke. He was ready to give it to Kyler Neal, his teammate, too, until he realized, oh, okay, friendly fire. This is my own guy right here.
Galban comes out and does what Corey Neyland wanted to see. 2 backs in the backfield. Brandon Rankins goes out to the right, looks for a block, catches it. The big man spins off 1 tackle, refuses to go down. Gain of 7. Corey Neyland, you flare somebody out to the right, flare somebody out to the left, and look for the open man.
Guys, they're bringing it back to 2013, 2011, when you got Lavorie Johnson and Ryan Board on split your quarterback. Who are you going to go to on that particular play?
Love the call there, finding different ways to get the ball into the hands of number 2, Brandon Rankins.
Brandon Rankins goes out wide to the far side of the field, right behind Smith. A double stack out there. Empty backfield for Galban. 2nd down and 4, right across the 26. Here they come with the pressure. Galban's got to get rid of it. He throws it where there is no one. Incomplete pass.
That was ugly. That was not a good play. Again, pressure up front. These front lines, or defensive lines for both teams, are getting enough pressure on the quarterback to disrupt their timing. That time, Alexander, but Anthony Garcia was in the backfield as well.
So basically, Golden West walks up, 9 guys on the line of scrimmage. They hand it off in the middle there, and with 9 guys up the line of scrimmage, Corey, I don't care who you are as a runner, there's no place to go.
And that's where, Rahshaun, your quick hitter would come into play. You take a one-step drop back and you throw it over the middle. Hopefully it's an on-time throw. Again, you're not going to get much with Ishmael Souza in there leading the way.
You figured you'd read that if you're Galban, but one thing this Golden West defense does, they're so good at mixing up their coverages, right? So you may see something pre-snap, and it's not that once the ball is snapped. Probably could have confused the young quarterback there that time.
So Kuntz is back. They'll punt it away. Both teams had a chance here offensively, just like the first half. Feeling each other out. We'll see what happens.
There's a flag on the play as Iman Lewoy gets away from that one. Again, Lewoy hasn't returned one today. The Fullerton sideline is calling for offense, so this must be against Golden West.
We'll
So
see if
fourth and short.
See if they pick it up, Rahshaun, or what. Let's go.
Okay, so it's on the Hornets.
No, he
But he's-
pointed
he's-
he pointed
Oh, he
against
did? He
Golden
pointed
West.
Oh, okay.
But how could they be in a legal formation? Unless they lined up over the center. Perhaps.
Yeah.
But, so we'll see. Shane Smith, our white hat today, sorting everything all out.
It is against Golden West. I just saw the sidelines down there where they looked at the official and said, wow. Long discussion, Rahshaun. And Rahshaun Haylock brings up a point. You can't line up over the center now on field goals or punts.
Yeah, it's to call a legal formation against the defense. It's that's what it has to be, right?
Yeah, you're right, Rahshaun. So you cannot, as a defender, line up over the center on a punt or a field goal.
And you know this, right? So these things can't happen. This is self-sabotage here on the part of the Rustlers.
And that's 3 first downs in this game because of penalties the Hornets have gotten. So they come back down. First down and 10 at the 32. Galban hands it straight up the middle. Brandon Rankin, ball is out, and I'm going to say Golden West has it.
They've got it, and that is Alexander again. That's the 5th fumble given up by Brandon Rankins, and Alexander comes up with the loose ball.
I told you, Corey, he wants all the smoke this afternoon. He wants it all. He just came up with that fumble recovery there. You figure on that Golden West sideline, maybe a sigh of relief. It's about time, right? How many loose balls have there been today? And Rustlers unable to pounce on them. They finally get one there. This Fullerton team, we talked about it throughout this broadcast. They will put the ball on the turf. You got to capitalize. Rustlers capitalized there that time.
Rahshaun, the best run of the day also.
It was. It was. Everything but the finish. So first and goal, Rustlers, they start at the Fullerton 40-yard line. Play fake. Retzlaff delivers. Far side pass caught. Branson a stiff form as he tried to sneak inside an inch closer towards that first down marker, which was at the 30. He may be about a couple of inches short.
If you're Golden West, you got to think touchdown.
You have to.
You got to think touchdown now. You can't say, hey, let's get 3 because of what's happened to your field goal team.
2 blocked field goals against the Rustlers so far today, in case you're just joining us. There's Gianni Hurd. Looks like he may have gotten enough for the first down. Enough forward progress there, so that'll move the sticks as we approach 11 to play here in this third quarter. In case you're just joining us, this one a slobber knocker of a game. No score in. Oh, wow. So they say, Shane Smith says Hurd was short of the line to gain. So it'll be a 3rd and inches. No score through 1 quarter. Rustlers took a 3-0 lead into the locker room at intermission, almost 6-0, but field goal blocked right at the buzzer by the Hornets. It was the 2nd blocked field goal by their special teams of the day. We have a flag coming in from the secondary, a false start against the Rustlers. So what was a 3rd and inch is now going to be a 3rd and 5.
But Rahshaun, they're in that area that it's going to be a 2 down as far as I'm concerned for Golden West. I don't see them bringing out their field goal kicker even if they don't make anything on this next play.
Yeah, not from this distance. So you got to figure you got 2 downs to play with, Mark. And that's something John Shipp probably going over right now on his play sheet. 10:40 left in this 3rd quarter. Rustlers' 2nd offensive possession of this 2nd half after forcing the Brandon Rankins fumble. Over the middle pass, caught, reaching for that. Torrance Wiseman over the middle. Inside the 20-yard line, a 1st down, Golden West.
And that's how you're going to get yardage and beat Fullerton and score the ball, getting the ball out quickly over the middle if they keep dropping safeties and backers deep.
Rustlers going tempo here. 1st and 10 from the 19. Low snap, and that ball's out. That ball is out. And they say Fullerton recovers. 2nd offensive fumble lost by the Rustlers this afternoon.
And was that Isaac Hurtado who came up with the fumble?
Yeah, I thought he did.
2-7 in white.
I thought he did, Corey. I thought he was the one that jumped on it. And Rahshaun, it just looked like, if we could see it, if they rushed their play just a little.
Well, the timing was off. The snap was low to Retzlaff, and he tried to hand it off to the back, and in hindsight, maybe better off just keeping it there, but in trying to rush and give it to him, the timing off on the play, it deflects off the back's arm and into the grasp of the Hornets.
So this is going to be one of those games that you might say a lot of what ifs. Whoever wins it, whoever loses it, is going to say a lot of should have been.
Rustlers unable to capitalize off the turnover. See what the Hornets do here.
A floater out to Thomas, needs a block, goes up the sidelines, crosses the 25, out at the 27. There's a flag on the field. Well, I think we're going to bring that back. We'll see. Oh, they're picking up the flag. So let's see. They're going to take it.
There's no penalty for a little man downfield. Passes behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd down.
So that's initially they thought the linemen were down the field. They were not down the field. Therefore, it's a legal pass, a gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5 for the Hornets at the 26. Galban there. Rankins in the backfield. Here come 9 up again. They hand it off to Rankins. He needs a hole. Wants to cut back to the other side. Doesn't go down. Where are they going to give him forward progress at? Right at the 29.
Nice strong run there. That time Rankins covering up the ball there, Corey, as a Rustler defense tried to get in there and rake it away.
Up tempo for the Hornets. Black in the backfield. Rankins in the backfield. Tight formation. 3rd down and 2 yards. Brandon Rankins, going to give it to Rankins. He gets hit, dropped once again. They run it into 9 guys. And Rahshaun Haylock, you're walking up almost 11 guys into the box.
Hey, how about Prince Ford, the corner there, coming up and making that tackle? Ford, another one of those legacy players. You talked about his brother, Justin, or Jacuz Ford, now at Montana doing big things up there, snatching balls away from quarterbacks. Played corner as well.
He's had some defensive players on his squad. Nick Mitchell has it. It's just, man.
He had, I mean, he's groomed them too. Credit to him and his staff for what they've been able to do.
Kuntz will punt it away one more time. Had a couple bad snaps. There's a nice one. A little off the end of the toe, and it's going to get the bounce, and you let it go, Rahshaun. Shortstop said, that's not mine. Center fielder, get him at 2nd. And it rolls all the way down to the 13-yard line.
Looked like a grounder to Corey Seager. Just into that outfield.
Certainly did,
there you
yeah.
go.
Right to the backhand side, huh? Yeah. Hey, smart play by Lewoy, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that thing dribbling at you, but coming a million miles an hour. Last thing you want is for it to deflect off of you and be recovered by the Hornets. But fortuitous roll there for Fullerton. That thing, I mean, it was, what, a 20-yard punt and ended up dribbling all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
67 yards.
Unbelievable.
Nice little dribbler, right?
Yeah.
67 yards?
Yeah, I mean, that's the air to ground ratio on that one was superb. My goodness, here's Retzlaff back at it. Play fake. Pressure coming from the backside. Throws it over the middle. Pass caught, and that's Aquazik Anderson. Nice catch there by the young fella. Had the defense draped all over him in the form.
Elijah Griffin there back for the Hornets. But again, big body by Anderson, big stand-in by Retzlaff to complete that pass.
Yeah, Isaac Hurtado laid him out right when he was letting go of it, Corey. So give it to Retzlaff. Really making a stand on there.
1st and 10 from the Rustler 27-yard line. Free play here for Retzlaff. Going to take a shot, looking up the boundary, incomplete for Anderson. Official threw his hat. So it'll be an offside against Fullerton. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. Official threw his hat on the far sideline, meaning Anderson went out of bounds, but he did not touch it, so you're clear there. 8 minutes to play in this third quarter. 3-0, Rustlers with the ball and the lead here. So 1st and 5 from their own 32. 3 receivers to this near side. Retzlaff hands it off. Carrillo darts up the middle. A stiff form, Mikey Carrillo. He needed 5. He got about 7 there. And another first down for the Rustlers.
Nice zone read, nice blocking on the outside to turn that up and kick that first down. We set that offensive line. DeViro, Vea, Nava, Nose, and Sweeney.
Seen a couple of questionable snaps by DeViro today. Remember, Lava Tuaika, the starting center this season, out for the year. Trying to set up the screen there. That one goes into the turf. Close to being another free play there for the Rustlers.
Hurtado playing red light, green light.
I think Retzlaff wondered. He's looking at Shane Smith like, are you kidding me? He wasn't offsides. I think Retzlaff may have thought the flag was there. But to his surprise, it was not. So 2nd and 10, 7.5 to play here, third quarter. Ball at the Rustler 39. Retzlaff changing the play. Got to hurry, 6 on the play clock, takes the snap, looks, and throws a ground ball to Wiseman.
And guys, Retzlaff comes with the audible. Brian Crooks was trying to get his defensive backcourts to switch. They did not. If the pass is there, that's a big gainer for Golden West College.
He saw it, just not the execution there you want from your quarterback. So a 3rd and 10 here. Every possession so critical, every play in this one. Retzlaff goes far side, diving for it. Branson, incomplete. And so that'll bring up a 4th down.
Chandler Brown, Corey, has been playing excellent on the far side of the field, man-to-man in this game.
He's been everywhere.
Yeah, he wears that number 3. I guess if you wear number 3 for Fullerton and your defensive back, you've got to be good. And so Chandler Brown with 9 tackles in this game already and that pass breakup.
Coach Kashawn Griffin comes in wearing his tiger stripe sleeves and tail. Has the ball kicked towards him. He catches it, going to reverse the field, sidestep, stays on, finally gets yanked out of bounds at the 30. So with 7:12 to go, it's the Rustlers 3, the Hornets 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Well, right about now, if you're a Rustler fan, you want to say to Rahshaun, you know what, Rahshaun, if yardages win the game, we'll take it because it's been all yardage, you know.
Yeah.
And when you talk about yardage, well, you may talk about driving that car down the street. You talking that car down the street, don't forget, all our games here on SportsNetUSA.net are brought to you by Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Miller Toyota of Anaheim is a proud sponsor of community college sports and education. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Hand it off to Moore. Gets hit once, refuses to go down. Corey Neyland, I've got to ask you about this young man. You brought him up the other day and said, Mark, he's got speed, but he's tough for a little running back.
Yeah, he's real tough. And you're going to like the off tackle. They're going to try to widen and open this defense up for the Rustlers and try to hit those holes with Devin Moore because he's a change of pace type of guy who can break it at any moment.
Running with the 2 backs again. Ryan Black, the up back. Moore, the deep set back. They hand it off to Moore. Moore spins off one. This time gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4. So the Hornets look like they're moving. Don't really go anyplace. They're exchanging up and down the field. But they haven't been that continuous offense like your Rustlers have, Rahshaun. The only difference is neither team is putting points on the board.
Got that right. Points tough to come by in this one.
And let Galvin make a play for you. You've seen the quarterback draws. He's got enough speed to get to the outside and pick up 4 yards.
3rd down and 4. Rustlers come up. Galban throws it in the flat. Kashawn Griffin gets the block that he initially needs. Sidesteps, holds onto the ball, finally goes down. And Corey Neyland, when a block is not a block, is what Moore did in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I mean, he just stood there in front of, I think that was Kylan Neal, in front of him to prevent him from getting to Griffin. No, that may have been Hamasa.
It's a big play in this game. You talk about a 3rd down conversion, you inch closer towards midfield.
1st down and 10. Charles Byers to the far side of the field. Braden Huffman to the near side of the field. Rankin in the running back. Galban at quarterback. 1st down and 10 at the 48. Galban has pressure. Throws it to Braden Huffman. Huffman turns up the field. Corey, 10 yards down the field and a turn in.
Again, you open up that defense just a little bit, Rahshaun. They're fast, but when you try to make up 10 yards instead of 5 yards, it'll get to you.
Yeah, it's a world of difference there, right?
1st down and 10. Right across the 40 for the Hornets. Looking for some points. Galban goes back, looks, right there. Braden Huffman takes it, gets ridden out of bounds. Gain of 5 on the play.
Huffman's been Mr. Consistent today, right? He's been just what Galban has needed as a safety valve.
His brother was a wide receiver, good wide receiver at that, working in front of the corner, Lavoie. I mean, this is good, proficient, efficient offense.
Yeah, best drive of the game so far for Fullerton.
2nd down and a long 5 for the Hornets. Golden West walks up 7 up the line of script. Griffin goes in motion. Galban has to throw it. Now he's got a time to run, Corey Neyland, and that's what Corey says. Use your feet, young man. He did what you asked him to do.
Excuse me, guys, and yeah, Fullerton got away with a hold. George Silva on the left side. Oh, my goodness.
He was hugging it.
It was like, I haven't seen you in years. Give me a hug, bro.
1st and 10 for the Hornets. Leon Payne. Thomas inside on this field. Taylor at the far side of the field. They run a reverse to Thomas. Thomas stays on his feet, cuts in, goes down.
Fumble, Mark. And they're going to say he was down?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought it came out when he hit. That's why I didn't fumble.
I was waiting for it. You figured one of these teams was going to pull out some sort of trickery at some point.
So Mark with the eagle eyes on a reverse play to DeJounte Thomas scored the game-winning touchdown on a pass from Galvin. Fullerton really opening it up now.
3:42 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Hornets trailing by 3. They don't want to settle for a field goal. They've been behind all day. Brandon Rankin's in the backfield. Galban, 2 steps back, throws, touchdown Hornets! Who does he go to? Braden Huffman.
No flags on the play. You got a replay here. Watch the throw and watch the catch. The throw stands tall in the pocket, but Saval was coming with a big hit and a perfect throw as he had 1 step on the corner in the slot. That was beautiful.
Well, they went after Streeter there that time, and Huffman able to get that inside leverage against the DB, able to catch it and get into the end zone. Best drive of the game for Fullerton by far. Proficient, efficient. They were able to get right down the field.
Get ready for the point after. Big point after. Put you up by 4. Ball is spotted late. The kick is up, and the kick is good. With 3:29 to go, it's the Hornets 7, the Rustlers 3 here on Sportsnet USA.net. Rahshaun Haylock, Corey, I've got to ask you something, though. That's the first time I've seen Galban. Did he look so calm on that throw?
That's the thing. 3 minutes, 40 seconds, 70 yards on the touchdown with the touchdown drive. He looked confident and calm. He knew that wasn't going to be a pick. There's a difference in him on that drive that we've seen him the whole season, and it started on that game-winning drive against Saddleback. It may be coming to culmination and fruition here, but that was an excellent route and an excellent throw.
He had time, too.
Yeah.
I mean, he was able to stand back there, and he's really been under duress most of this afternoon. But for the first time today, consistently on a drive, he had time. He was able to sit back there, find his man, and hit him.
Yeah, and they really negated the aggressiveness and speed of the Rustlers on that drive. They spread them out. They got them going misdirection, and it was a well-executed drive. And Garrett Campbell and James Griffin called a perfect drive. And we'll see what they can do on defense. Golden West needs to score here.
Rahshaun, the fumble that gives the ball back to him is huge in this game right now.
Points off turnovers, right? I mean, Fullerton turns it into 7. Rustlers turned it into another turnover. And so that's huge. Games like this, those oftentimes can be the difference.
Remy, big kick.
And this one going to be returned by the Rustlers and nowhere to go. Getting up to the 10. Look out behind the play. There's some pushing and shoving. Don't want to get a flag. And oh, here they come. Here they come.
And that's going to be that's got to be against both Tedrick Ross, and I couldn't see who else was down
Javon
there.
Williams, the wide receiver, came in there.
Offsetting?
He got a late shove. You hope that it would be offsetting, but it was Williams retaliating, but that's the one that they got, though, initially. But 4 other flags came in there after the fact, so we'll see.
Corey Neyland, I got to tell you something, though. You smiled at me when this play was going on. I could see the offensive line coach up here. He turned around and winked at me. I sort of felt like Corey and you and him were communicating during that drive. I think this should be offsetting. I think they're going to call it against the Hornets. I thought it was going to be offsetting.
Yeah,
I really did. I thought there was something going on down there.
There was Tedrick Ross. He's an aggressive guy, and so he gets lucky nothing called on him. But in a game like this, and between these two teams, you know, it wasn't just one-sided.
No.
It wasn't, but you got to keep your cool, though, in that situation. You got to keep your cool. So this one moves it half the distance. So this drive will start at the Rustler 5-yard line. Retzlaff will be standing in his own end, or just outside of his own end zone to take this snap. Pressure coming. Retzlaff looking, has Kennewell on a slant. Pass caught, but he was hit immediately there. And now they run him down. Interesting.
He was driven 10. Rahshaun, this is what bothers me with officials. He's driven 10 yards back, blow the whistle.
At that point, right?
Yes.
Not sure what we were waiting on.
Retzlaff now 1 of 5 in his last 5 attempts. 214, making 221 yards now.
So I guess the Rustlers a little bit of breathing room up to the 15-yard line. 2nd and 5. Play fake. Retzlaff over the middle. Just out of the reach of Wiseman, but a flag comes in from the secondary.
Good call.
Looks like they're going to get Brown.
Good call.
I'm going to call it defensive holding.
It is. Yeah, Chandler Brown had him on the hip and turned him around. Just a little bit, not much.
No, but he grabbed him. You
Yeah,
could
he
see
did
it.
grab him.
And Corey, it was a good hold because if he doesn't hold him, that's touchdown.
So 1st and 10, Golden West. Ball at their own 20. And that one goes right into the foot of one of the defensive linemen.
Oh, Sean Morris thought it was a musical. What's this? What's this? It's the ball. And if he takes that catch, that's 6 points by the big man.
So 2nd and 10 coming up. Ball at the 21-yard line of the Rustlers. 2:35 remaining in this third quarter. Fullerton is taking its first lead of the game. 7-3 is our score. Retzlaff looking, has Kennewell. And it's going to be close to a first down. That second effort may have got it. Nick Kennewell, tough to go down there. And he ends up making the second effort for a first down.
I'm having problems with officials on all levels this year. If somebody gets knocked back 3 yards, they don't blow the whistle, they get for it. If somebody takes a shot at them, it's going to be a flag.
Ball at the 32. Retzlaff out to Branson, and that one not going anywhere quickly. Looked like Retzlaff fell as he was getting rid of that.
Yeah, and O'Shea Davis just bull rushes the block on the outside from Equanzik Anderson and makes the stop. He's now 2 of his last 8 for 9 yards.
Under 2 remaining here, third quarter. What's going to be the response from this Rustler offense?
I was trying to make it 3 of his last 9.
Second and long. Retzlaff hit as he throws, looking and incomplete.
Oh, that was an incomplete Rahshaun Haylock. That should have been Pitt.
That was Smith
Smith goes, it's a loaf of bread? Oh, I'm sorry, I ordered rye. You want it back? Thank you. I mean, it was dropped in his hands.
That's Junior Wiley on the quarterback hurry. And Jonathan Smith, that's 2 hit defenders' hands, both dropped.
They're getting to Retzlaff now, throwing it just a little quicker.
So a third and long here. First down marker at the 42-yard line. Retzlaff throws it off his back foot for Wiseman. Pass caught out of bounds. Did he get enough for the first down?
No, he's short.
Looks like
short.
he may have got just
they did.
enough. First down. What a throw there by Retzlaff. Off his back foot in the face of pressure. He had to throw that. He was on the far hash mark, had to throw that one all the way across the field. And Wiseman there to make the grab.
He got a generous spot.
That's why you're the conference player of the year. That's the first down.
That's a generous spot.
Approaching the minutes of play. Is this Golden West crowd starting to wake up here? They go to the ground. And that is Carrillo, who gets it up to just shy of the 45-yard line, down at the 44. So he picks up 2 there, brings up a second down and 8.
Jalen Early, again, I guess the linebackers heard Mark was talking bad about him for Fullerton, and they're having a heck of a game today.
Finally, the bus showed up. I've been waiting on the corner.
Carrillo in there at a tailback. Retzlaff with 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Throws it, looking up top, has Anderson! Oh! And he can't haul it in.
Rahshaun Haylock, you know that loaf of bread that Smith had earlier? He turned around and gave it to your guy and said, here's a free loaf of rye, and he drops it. That couldn't have been in the hands any sweeter. What a play.
You saw the replay there, and it was just perfectly executed in live action on the replay. It was more heartbreaking on the replay because, man.
Anderson unable to haul that one in. It's going up against O'Shea Davis there. Here's Retzlaff, throws a strike over the middle, but that one bounces right in front of the feet of Williams, and so that'll bring up a 4th down.
You know, that looked like a Clayton Kershaw fastball. 30 feet short and 40 feet outside.
And still swung on and missed.
17 seconds left. I tell you, you look at this game and
it's getting warm up here, isn't it, Rahshaun?
I tell you, as if the sun wasn't beaming enough. But if you're this Rustler team, you look at all the missed opportunities, right? There was a prime one right there.
Kashawn Griffin, a big boot on Kashawn. He backpedals, looks for a wall, cuts up the middle, cuts to the outside. He's got a couple blockers. He's at the 30. He's at the 40. He gets driven out of bounds. Great field position at the 42.
Driven out of bounds by Elisha Martin. And just a fundamentally sound tackle inbounds, drove him out of bounds. Good, clean play.
Corey Neyland, give it to the officials again. Everybody's, when it's a big play, is gathering around. We've yet to see them just randomly throw flags. A great officiated game so far today.
Tell you what, the intensity ratcheting up a little bit here
I tell you.
as we getting closer to this fourth quarter.
Galban comes out. The Hornets up by 4. Charles Byers to the far side of the field.
28 yards on the punt mark, 22 on the return.
They hand it off to Brandon Rankins. Gets the outside. Rankins turns the corner. Byers throws a block. Brandon Rankins gets thrown. Charles Byers stands in front of a defender, Corey. Again, one of those blocks, and Brandon Rankin does what you say he can do, run with the football.
And Rahshaun, they did it again with Ryan Black as the up back, making the lead block. Byers as well on the outside, just standing in the way. Waiting for that busted mark, he hit mark.
So we come to the end of the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter, it's the Hornets 7, the Rustlers 3 here on Sportsnet USA.net. Well, if you want excitement, you want great things, the best place to go is Euclid in the 91. That's right. You're looking for that new Toyota, that used Toyota. Well, I tell you what, go down to Miller Toyota of Anaheim and let them know that the guys from Sportsnet USA.net says, wait a minute, you thought our game was exciting? The best game in town is here at Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Miller Toyota of Anaheim is a proud sponsor of community college sports, but most of all, education. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Rahshaun Haylock, that's the first time that Brandon Rankins has gotten out of side. I got to ask you, because my partner for this entire year keeps telling me about this young man. I know you got to see him play high school football. He thinks he's one of the outstanding running backs in this conference.
I mean, he is. He is. Make no mistake about it. And we talked about it earlier. He is going to be the key for them here offensively. We saw Galban execute that nice drive last time they had the ball. But Rankins, if he can pop something like those, we talked about it, it's a hot day. Defense is starting to wear down a little bit.
17 carries, 53 yards, and now you hit him with a quick hitter in Devin Moore.
First down and 10 at the 38. They come up. They hand it off to Devin Moore. Devin Moore bounces into the big guys, refuses to go down, finally gets knocked out of bounds. They're going to keep the clock running. And the offensive line feels like they're one block away, Corey Neyland, from the big play. Gain of 1 on the play. Brandon Rankins comes back in. Smith to the far side of the field. Braden Huffman, the big receiver today, over there. The man who ran the reverse, DeJounte Thomas with the hands. Second down and 9. The Hornets up by 4. Conference title on the line. 14:20 to go in this game today. Brandon Rankins almost didn't get the football as Galban held on to it a little too long.
Galban wanted to pull it back, Rahshaun, but realized I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 black shirts in front of me. Go ahead, you take it.
Oh,
Yes.
cartoon. I was listening to Ryan Osborne standing here on the sideline telling us, big third down play, Rahshaun, because it'll be interesting to see what the Hornets call if they don't make it. Third down and 8 at the 36. Need about 6 to at least attempt a field goal. Galban trying to get him to jump. Here they come. Galban throws it over there. Throws it to Thomas. Thomas breaks a tackle to the outside. Cuts back in the middle. Stays on his feet. Gets driven out of bounds. Great going up and catching the ball with his hands and then finding a blocker out in front of him.
Originally, he was just shy of the first down marker, but being able to break that tackle, and then he's got the speed, he's got the shakes when he gets into the open field. Nice run after the catch there.
And I want to say that's the first missed tackle by Golden West today.
First and 10 at the 15.
Golden West calls a timeout because Charles Byers was all alone, thinking they were me or Ryan Osborne on the outside. They ain't throwing it to him.
So with timeout on the field, 13:05, it's the Hornets 7, the Rustlers 3. The scenario on this, guys, if the Hornets win, they win the conference. Golden West, with the record they got, has to be the wild card that gets in there.
You would hope so, right? You would hope they'd be able to be the wild card if they don't end up winning this game. But fourth quarter, you got to take that timeout right there on defense. The way this game is going now, how big could that be right now going forward, having to burn that time out there defensively?
Well, especially if they score a touchdown.
Yeah.
If it's a field goal they kick, I'm not going to think much about it because
I
I think you've got the power to go with a touchdown.
I think a lot about it.
Do you really?
I do, because if you get a field goal, even if you get a touchdown and an extra point, that ties the game. It's going to be huge, and that can be the difference in the ball game. But again, Mark, if Fullerton wins, they still have to play San Diego Mesa next week to ensure.
Yeah, but they'd have the tiebreaker.
Yeah, they would have the tiebreaker, but still, you never know. We've seen some things happen. And if Golden West loses, they still get in the playoffs.
That's Corey Neyland. Just
I mean, you would hope so, but remember, one of those wins is a forfeit, right?
Galban rolls out. Here comes the pressure. Nobody got faked out on that. Galban fakes it to Rankin. Rankin, he goes to roll out, looking for Black one-on-one on the corner, and nobody bought that fake.
Pablo Araya, just the second sack of the day for the Rustlers. I say just the second because they've had at least 3 sacks in all but 1 game this season.
They lead the state by far.
Sack number 39 on the season for this defense.
Takes it back to the 26. Devin Moore back in the game. Big sack, 1 more. The defense could feel like they could win this game. Here they come. Galban's got to get rid of it. Throws across the middle of the field. That was there to be taken. He throws it into a spot. There's nothing but black jerseys.
And Richard Manuzzi tried to get his hands underneath it, but it's going to be a penalty against Fullerton. Declined, though, however, by the Rustlers.
I take it.
I think they're going to walk him back.
Are they going to take it? It looks like they're going to take it.
You get him out of field goal range, Rahshaun.
So you're looking, I mean, you got to get from here to, you tell me, Bellaterra for this first down.
Got to get down to the 5 for a first down. So the Hornets going backwards. Not the time they want to do that. Galban goes back. Here comes the pressure. Throws it up. Receiver in the vicinity.
I tell you what, Josue Alexander, very fortunate there to not get a flag called on him. He went up high on that quarterback, Corey Neyland, and that's one of the things that you can't do in today's football. Very fortunate. I'd say Galban a little bit shaken up. Tough kid. He got back up, though, but, man, did he take a shot.
Smith, Huffman, Thomas to this side of the field. Lots of noise from the Rustler fans. 3rd down and 1.5 miles. They run it up the middle. Moore stays on his feet. He gets it up to the 25, at least in the area of trying to field goal.
No, you kick it. Actually, you go for it. Honestly, I'd fake like I'm punting. Put Christopher Kuntz back there, and if he gets 15 yards,
punt.
If you fake the punt. And you put him on the outside, tell him to run as far as you can and get as many yards as you can. If you get a first down, you get a first down. But again,
11:30 to go in this game. Hornets up by 4. They are going on a 4th down and 20. At the 25, they forego the field goal. We'll see if you're the Rustlers, if they're trying to draw them, and we get a timeout on the field. With 11:23 to go, it's a nail-biter here. Rahshaun Haylock, it's the Hornets 7, the Rustlers 3 on SportsNetUSA.net.
This game isn't for the faint of heart, Mark. I tell you. I mean, it lives up to the billing, right? A conference championship, you got 2 of the top teams in the state, 2 of the top 5 teams in the state, as a matter of fact. And, boy, I tell you what, both teams, given that they're all here playing well, especially on the defense side of the ball, and really this has been a defensive struggle. I love it.
Yeah, and really when you think about it, with all the drop balls, the turnovers, you think one team would run away with it, Rahshaun. That hasn't happened in this game.
The Rustlers have had their chances, right? I mean, you're going to watch this film, win or lose, you're going to be kicking yourself about some of the missed opportunities that you had in this game, especially when you're playing an opponent like this in Fullerton where the margin for error is so slim, right? You have to take advantage of every opportunity that you get. Rustlers have not been able to do that so far today. The difference in the game, Mark, as you pointed out, points off turnovers, 7 for Fullerton, none for Golden West, and our score right now is 7-3.
I think this is a big play because I think Retzlaff has that one big play in his arm in this game.
If you're a Rustler fan, you certainly hope so.
Big 4th down. And Corey, on that play, you watched the quarterback that reverted to what he had done before, panicked with pressure.
You just got to throw the ball in that situation. You can't pull the ball back down. Throw the ball, you see what happens. It's already 4th down. If there's a PI, you get lucky. If there's an interception, that's bad on the Rustlers. If there's an incompletion, oh well.
So that pressure, though, got to him. Kylan Neal, you talk about one of the young studs on this defense, able to get there to him. It was funny. Souza got turned around. He didn't know where the ball was, and he actually had a sack right behind him if he would have just turned around. But nonetheless, Rustlers force a turnover on down. So now they take over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. 11-14 remaining in this ball game. Does Jake Retzlaff have some magic in that right arm? Mark Pavlovich thinks so. First play is to the outside and incomplete. He was looking for Kennewell.
I know that wasn't a drop because I haven't seen him drop a pass all year. So
no, that was good defense.
Good defense by O'Shea Davis.
Brian Crooks trying to be the answer. Guys, we did say defense was going to win this game.
11:09 left. And hold everything. It's going to be a false start against the Rustlers.
I don't think everybody was set.
So they call that on the wide receiver, Aquanzik Anderson.
Well, Rahshaun, realize when you're on the outside, you set, and then you take that step forward because you realize you're not on the line of scrimmage. That's where they throw the flag. Retzlaff has to make sure of his throw right now.
Shanna defense here by this Fullerton College contingent. 2nd and 15. Retzlaff steps up, looks, has Wiseman underneath. Wiseman turns the corner, 30-yard line, up this near sideline. Wiseman cuts it back towards Wiseman with Green in front of him. Wiseman at the 20. Wiseman being taken down from behind inside the 15. Big play for the freshman.
The Hornets want the ball to be theirs, but I thought he was down before it was taken at the very end.
So he faked like he was going out of bounds there. Jordan Wright overplays and didn't come up hard and turns it back for a 61-yard gain.
We see, if we could see it, we see the fight for the ball. No, they're down. Hornets were hoping they said they had the ball, but not. And there's the play, Rahshaun, we talked about.
61 yards on that game. 1st and 10 from the 15. They throw it out in the flat. Branson has a blocker in front of him, tries to hurdle a man, and gets out of bounds just shy of the 10. Mark him down at the 12, so he may have picked up about 3 there.
If you're Nick Mitchell, I've made up my mind. I'm not kicking a field goal. I'm going for a touchdown.
You can't kick a field goal, Mark. You're down by 4.
Yeah, you can. You've got enough time in the game.
Like I said, you can't kick a field goal. You're down by 4.
Approaching 10 to play here in this one. 2nd down and 8 from the 12. They send Branson in motion. They go the pitch to Hurd. Hurd stops, starts. Gianni Hurd inside the 5. And it's going to be enough for a 1st down, 1st and goal, Rustlers.
And momentum has gone the Rustler way. The biggest play of the game as Troy McDonald comes off for the Hornets. In comes Dimitri Hernandez.
Hurd the back. You got 4 wide receivers, 1st and goal from inside the 5. Low snap, they pitch it to Hurd. Hurd, a stiff form, a spin, reaching, not going to get there. As he's driven out of bounds, they actually give him forward progress up to the doorstep. So just inside that 1-yard line. 2nd and goal coming up. 9:15 and counting here in this 4th quarter. Rustlers get into the red zone courtesy of an explosive play from Retzlaff to Wiseman. Mikey Carrillo is the deep back now on 2nd and goal. They give it to him and he's met immediately.
Looked like Big Ray rolling up his great Jalen Early makes the stop. I want to thank Ray Reyes for listening and also being in the interview for Ryan Osborne on the Coaches Show on Sport 90.1. But yeah, he was.
3rd and goal from the 4. Carrillo in the backfield with Redstaff. They pitch it to him. Carrillo around the edge. Carrillo end zone. Touchdown, Rustlers.
Excellent drive, excellent play call. Fullerton broke down hard and bit on the inside instead of coming up the field. And they get the option play. Here's the replay. Watch the end run straight at the quarterback, giving up contained, didn't wait for his linebacker, Junior Wiley, to come help. If you're the defensive end, you got to help out just a little bit in that situation. Excellent drive by the Rustlers.
It only took up until the 8:22 mark in the fourth quarter. The Rustlers find the end zone for the first time this afternoon. Cypress's extra point is good. Rustlers 10, Hornets 7, 8:22 left in this National Southern Conference Championship game right here on SportsNetUSA.net.
I like impartiality by the announcers here where we don't get too excited for our teams.
18 years. There has never been impartialness on a broadcast. No, but seriously, I was listening to the guy on my right who said how big was accepting that holding penalty to back him up 10 more yards to knock him out of field goal range, because he said, you know what, if they don't get that, they're still in field goal range for a 40-yarder. Look at the score, it's 10-7.
Huge, huge, right? You don't get that turnover on downs and not the opportunity there for that explosive play from Retzlaff to Wiseman.
And let's give it to Retzlaff. Maybe he's not throwing the 40-yard passes. He's had pressure on him all day. The young man has hung in there, Rahshaun Haylock.
Yes.
We don't see him scrambling, running away, or taking a knee. He helps that play. He starts that play, and that's the play that gets you down there to take the lead.
And he used his safety valve on that last one. He used Wiseman to get them down into the red zone. So now what's going to be the response from this defense here of Golden West?
Well,
after forcing that turnover on downs.
It's after Kashawn Griffin runs this one all the way back, then we'll talk about it.
Then there would be no response.
They go deep. Kashawn's going to settle under it at the 5. Up the middle. Goes the outside. At the 30. At the 50. At the 40. At the 35. Oh, if he cuts back in, he's got it. Corey Neyland's going to say no, but I'll take that. I almost had that my call. Ryan Osborne said he was angling out. I almost thought I had my call made.
That was almost.
So watch the replay here. You see he gets past, but the angle here to the sideline, an excellent job as a kicker, did what he's supposed to do. He does not allow the cutback.
You don't allow the cutback. Yeah, excellent job there by Cypress. I may not make this tackle, but I'm not going to allow you to cut on the inside of me. That's huge.
62 yards on the return, his second longest of the season.
Now Pavlovich nearly calling his shot there, folks.
The Hornets need to respond with 8:13 to go. They haven't really done anything. The defense. Galban throws it. Uh-oh. Galban had a pick written all over it. Rahshaun Haylock, I want to go to you on that one.
Sele Pamasa, the linebacker, right there. Ball hit him right in the hands. You talk about those missed opportunities. We've been talking about it all afternoon, Mark, Corey.
We have seen more drop passes by two teams in the last 2 weeks, Rahshaun. Saddleback game and this game here. Man.
2nd down and 10 from the 33. Can't waste the return. Galban needs to throw it. Throws it across the middle. Kuntz goes down, 1st down at the 20.
Big conversion there. Kuntz right over the middle. Galban staying in there, had pressure breathing down from the backside and was able to deliver a strike.
And what Kuntz does is he finds that pocket and goes down. He's at the 1st down marker when he makes the catch.
1st down and 10 at the 20, 7:48 to go. The Hornets trailing by 3. Galban has time, finds the middle, goes on, Kashawn Griffin. Drops it, incomplete pass after it should have been a gain of 7.
And it was thrown behind him. So it was thrown behind him as he was running.
I say he didn't complete the catch, says Ryan Osborne. As soon as he went down, it popped out. So you got to complete the catch down to the turf.
Yeah, you got to make that catch. You got to make that throw.
2nd down and 10. Brandon Rankins in the backfield. Here comes the pressure. Galban's got to get rid of it. Brandon Rankins gets it. Out steps one, stays on his feet, cuts back in, gets down to the 10-yard line.
And Rankins is up slowly, does a nice job of cutting back. He saw a little Torrance Wiseman in his action.
Yeah, had a one-on-one opportunity to make the tackle, but another missed tackle there by the Rustlers. Haven't been many of them today.
First and goal for the Hornets at the 10. Galban has to make sure he hands it. Moore gets taken down immediately in the backfield.
No chance. No chance, Phelps. Go
Tyler
ahead.
Williams there, the safety coming up and making that play in the backfield.
And if you're a Rustler fan, you want that indecision from this Hornet offense right now. If it's not there, they've got to get rid of it. Galban goes back, looks, throws in the flat. Turn, out of bounds at the 5.
You're going to say at the 4.5 mark, and that was Charles Byers on the reception.
So 3rd and goal at the 4. Black in the backfield. Moore with him. Galban at quarterback. Byers, the only receiver, out to the right. Big 3rd down and 4. They hand it off to Moore. Moore gets it. Is he over?
Nope, just short.
Okay, guys.
Kick
What
the
do you
field
do?
goal.
I
What do
think
you do?
got to kick it here to tie this game up.
I want to
right?
go for a touchdown. I really do, because you win the game.
I think they're staying, offense staying on the field.
Galban with the bootleg.
4th down, a half a yard, 5:53 to go. This could be the ball game. Galban in shotgun. We get a flag against the Rustlers.
They tried to draw him off sides there, and it worked.
So Fullerton thought it was going to be an automatic first down if you draw them off sides, and that's why they win.
Brandon Rankins does not make it.
How about this Rustler defense standing on its head? Goal line stand here to keep Rankins out of the end zone. 5:31 to play. Rustlers still on top, 10-7. But they're going to take over now, maybe inside their own 1.
The play of the year, and that's your best play call. Again, you have a mobile quarterback. You knew that they were keen on the inside with Brandon Rankins. That play hasn't worked. It's worked once, but it hasn't worked all game long, and you don't give yourself a chance on the outside or throwing the ball when your quarterback's in rhythm to get into the end zone.
Mikey Carrillo, the deep back. Retzlaff in his own end zone to take this snap. And they're going to deliver it quickly, and that one deflected at the line of scrimmage.
And on the flip side, you're also thinking, we have had an excellent drive here. We've got the momentum here. Our offensive line is working. We're going to just overpower you because that's what the game of football is.
You also may be thinking you play the long game here, right? You keep
No,
Golden
there-
West
there-
pinned,
no,
Golden
there is-
West pinned in.
There's no long game.
You're good on special teams. You've been talking about it all day, Corey. Retzlaff has Branson caught, turning upfield. Tanner Branson close to the 10, so that gives the Rustlers some breathing room, but still shy of the first down. Going to bring up about a 3rd and 3, maybe 4 actually, as they mark him down at the 9.
You like them going for it on 4th down. But in Golden West, looking calm.
Under 5 to play here. Retzlaff looking for Wiseman. Pass caught. First down. Got some space. Wiseman up the far sideline. There goes Torrance Wiseman at the 40. Tries to cut it back 30-yard line and pushed out of bounds at the 25. Touchdown saving stop there made by O'Shea Davis. But another big explosive from Retzlaff to Wiseman.
You have Wiseman working one-on-one with the safety and Jonathan Smith. Just a simple little square out, and he gets to step on Smith, and with his speed going 65 yards.
You said 65 yards on that
65.
one? Huge completion there. Had a 61-yarder on the previous possession. This one 65 and gets the Rustlers deep into Fullerton territory.
Shades of Zamari Manning, seven catches, 296 in 2014,
That
I
name
think
is
it was.
royalty around here, as
Wes
you know, Corey
Truxton.
Neyland.
My goodness.
And almost a delay of game there, so the Rustlers take a timeout. So that's their second charge timeout here of this half. They'll have just one left, 4 minutes exactly remaining in this one. Rustlers 10, Hornets 7. National Southern Conference Championship on the line here between two of the top 5 teams in the state.
Last time Golden West beat Fullerton was 2015, 24-17.
Rahshaun Haylock, we brought it up. Retzlaff, you and I were talking about him. The young man has that big play on his arm, and he showed it here in the fourth quarter. Never gets rattled, never rushes anything, and this is why he is, as far as you, Corey Neyland, and our partner Ryan Osborne, is the conference player of the year.
The patience, right?
Yes. I mean, he didn't rush anything. I mean, he hasn't had his best game. 26 of 46, has not his best game. But again, he let the game come to him. He let the big play come to him. Wiseman with 9 receptions for 196. In 2015, Quest Truxton had 10 for 132. Again, excellent plays.
363 yards through the air for Retzlaff today. Tells you a bit about him when we all agree not necessarily his best game. Retzlaff pumps, looking. Anderson picked off.
Chandler Brown. First interception of the season. The freshman from La Mirada plays the Matador and saves Fullerton at least on that drive.
3:55 left. And another turnover here for the Rustlers.
Like we said, if you wear number 3 and you're a defensive back for Fullerton, you've got to be good. Shades of D'Angelo Ross, Troy LaFridge, Aaron Garbett. Of course, he was 1-3, but still.
The shifts in this game have been incredible.
3:55 to go. Galban brings about. They were first and goal and couldn't get it in. They got to go 90 yards to win this game. Galban steps out, taken down from behind. Another sack by the defense for the Rustlers.
Sack number 40 on the season by this defense. That's Koffel there that time, taking down Galban.
And here's where the fans are going to second guess going for the touchdown on the last possession instead of trying to tie the game up on a field goal. Remember, we've seen 3 field goals or 2 field goals and an extra point, not an extra point, but 3 blocked today.
Second down and 14. Galban has time. He gets the ball, comes out. It's going to be a safety, and the Hornets.
So it's going to be a safety because the offensive lineman throws the ball, an illegal forward pass. Is there a replay on it?
No.
Because an illegal forward pass,
stepped out?
so it is a safety. And it looked like
If he didn't step out of bounds, that's not an illegal forward pass.
Darren Vasquez came with the pressure.
Do we have the
So
replay
if
on
it's
that,
not,
Ed?
So
No?
if it's not an illegal forward pass, it's still a sack, and it still goes down as 2.
Illegal touching and a safety.
Yeah, intent.
In the category of what are we doing, never seen that before. Offensive lineman pick up the ball and just toss it. Either way it goes, the receiver was an offensive lineman who was not eligible.
Right.
So you had there, I mean,
And the offensive lineman didn't realize once he picked it up, he could have tried to run it out of the end zone and try to save that safety. But again, you're not in that position. This is not your type of play. So you know what? I don't blame him for trying to throw it to the other offensive lineman and making that.
so the legal touching must be on the receiver.
It's
then,
the
right?
receiver. It's not on the
It's
thrower.
not on the thrower,
It's on
it's
the
on the
receiver. He
receiver.
threw it to an offensive lineman, and that's the flag.
And I only thought that was because the quarterback threw it, but the quarterback was still sacked. I thought it was a lateral. Even still, it's going to be a safety.
Yeah, so if he'd have thrown it to a receiver, that would have been a completed pass.
It may have been a completed pass. Maybe We'd have to deep.
Yeah, we would have to ask. Because
We'd have to-
I
we'd
think
have
if
to-
you had been behind him, I still think it would have been okay because it would just been a lateral.
Wait a minute, I haven't been wrong this year, so we know my answer's right.
I tell you what, collectively, I don't know how many games we've done.
Too
Never
many.
seen that before.
Never. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Mark was right on the play, but we're all right because we thought we knew it was a safety. Community grades, Mark. Community grades.
Oh, okay, so we all pass?
We all pass.
Do I get a unit?
Just like the CRTV 145 class.
As always, the case with me in school, I'm glad for the curve.
And you know what, Rahshaun, we saw a play like not similar last week when Fullerton kicked it out of the end zone, and we thought it was a safety, but Mark was right and called an illegal touching, and Saddleback picked it up on the goal line and scored a touchdown.
So 12-7, Rustlers lead this one now. 3:08 remaining. And that's huge, because if Fullerton is to get this ball back, they're going to have to get into the end zone. Kylan Neal going to fair catch this one near midfield.
And guys, if you're a Hornet fan, you cannot second guess your coach. We'll talk about it. But again, you like the gutsy call going for it down at the goal line to try to win the game, because you're, like you said earlier, points are at a premium. So if you go up 3, or you go up by 4, you've got a great chance to hold on and win the game. You kick the field goal, yeah, you get it, you're still tied, you try to go to overtime. But again, you like the gutsiness of this Hornet coaching staff, and you like the resilience of this Rustler coaching staff and team as well.
Hornets still have 2 timeouts left. So the Rustlers need to move the ball, Rahshaun Haylock.
So Retzlaff will engineer the offense back onto the field. 1st and 10 from their own 45. They give it to Hurd on 1st down. Hurd spins out of 1 tackle, gets across midfield for a gain of 7. My longtime partner, Andrew King, were here. He'd be saying 4-minute offense time, 4-minute offense time. And that's exactly the territory that the Rustlers are in right now, trying to play keep away.
Hurtado tried to strip the ball, Corey Neyland, instead of making a tackle, and allowed 4 more yards on that play. So they're going to wind that clock down as far as they can. We're almost at the 2-minute mark, Rahshaun.
And they give it to Hurd once again. Hurd gets enough for the 1st down, so move those sticks.
And Fullerton is
Shaky on the exchange there, Corey.
Yeah, but Fullerton going for the strip instead of the tackle is allowing that extra yardage, as Mark said, trying to make a turnover with 2:15 to play.
And you know Retzlaff's not going to throw it over 2 or 3 yards. If he throws it at anybody, it's going to be a back that's coming out of the backfield or to his tight end that takes a 2-yard route.
I'm not sure if this ball goes in the air at all, Mark, if I'm being perfectly honest with you.
We're under 2, Rahshaun. 2 for an undefeated season.
1st and 10, Hurd, a nice spin. Hurd is able to crawl for a couple more, and there comes the timeout from Garrett Campbell and this Fullerton College football team. So Hurd on the carry is able to pick up 3. It'll be a 2nd down and 7 with 1:42 left. Hornets have 1 timeout remaining. 1st down here ends the game for the Rustlers.
Yeah, and really, if you're a Hornet fan, Corey, when they made that interception down there, a lot of people were starting to believe, this is the typical Hornet story. Defense comes up with a big turnover. Watch him go 98 yards. The sack, the safety, if you were a Rustler fan, you finally set a break that went our direction.
I mean, a lot of missed opportunities. We've talked about it, right? I mean, there have been so many missed opportunities, so many missed chances for the Rustlers here this afternoon, and it's the pressure, right? It's the defensive line. We've talked about them all afternoon. I mean, one of the top units in the entire state. This is a team that under Nick Mitchell and Chris Redfern has made its mark being able to get to the quarterback, and they did there. That ended up being a game-changing, perhaps game-saving, championship-clinching type of play here this afternoon for Golden West. 2nd down and 7, 1:42 to play. Ball at the 42-yard line. They go the stretch play to Hurd. Hurd on his feet, tries to plow his way through for a couple extra across the 40 and down at about the 38-yard line. So Fullerton takes its last time out here. You got a 3rd and 5 coming up.
So, guys, if they don't make it, do you keep the ball? Because we've been in Northern California, Corey Neyland. You talked about a national championship game where the offense should have just kept the ball and never given it back to the Hornets. If you're Golden West and it's 4th down and 3, do you keep the football?
Yes. Okay.
Rahshaun?
I'm not kicking it away.
Yeah, I don't think I'm kicking this one away either.
Okay. Ryan Osborne, I know you haven't said much today, but he keeps the football.
Yeah.
Well, maybe ask me again if we get there.
No. Here's the thing. You have to score. You have to score a touchdown, not kick a field goal. So let's say it's 4th and 3. I'm not kicking it away because Kashawn Griffin is dangerous.
Yeah, but you got a punter in Guzman who's been very good with his directional kicks and pinning teams deep inside their own 10-yard line.
That's what they said.
He's a weapon.
That's what they said in 2017 was Justin Manyweather was back there, and College of San Mateo was running the ball down Fullerton's throats.
Here's the play of the game.
1st down here wins the game for the Rustlers. 3rd down and 4. Play fake. Retzlaff throwing, has a man caught. It's Robbie Saval. It's Saval with a 1st down across the 30-yard line.
Ed, do we have a replay on that? Because that's game.
They go with the boot, Corey Neyland.
I love the call because that's what you expect. Even though Fullerton read it correctly, again, they weren't expecting it. When you have a mobile quarterback who's as good as Retzlaff and Galban, you let them make the play. And they made the final deciding play.
And they're starting to celebrate over on the Golden West sideline. Chris Redfern wants me to tell Mama Redfern he said hello. The championship defensive coordinator for these Golden West Rustlers. About one more knee away from making it official as this crowd starts to rise to his feet here at Rustler Field. Nick Mitchell trying to get his players off the field. And there it is. Golden West with the win over Fullerton for the first time since 2015. You figured if you were going to get to the top of the mountaintop, it's only right that you have to go through one of the teams that have caused you so much heartache, so much despair throughout the years. And when they needed to get it done, the Rustlers do it here at home against the vaunted Fullerton College Hornets. As this one has gone final. Golden West 12, Fullerton 7, Rustlers capping off a 10-0 undefeated regular season and a National Southern Conference championship. What a game, gentlemen. I mean, it lived up to its billing. Anything that you would hope from a championship game. Refs not really in the way, allowing the players to dictate the results out there on the field, and the defense. You can't say enough about both of these defensive units.
All right, so let me go back to you, because you know I've always wear my ring and everything else. You've been there. You've made fun of me. But you're finally there. You've done this for 11 years for Golden West College. You have told me, man, we got short-sighted. The referees did this. Oh, if somebody wasn't hurt. Rahshaun Haylock, wrap up 11 years for Golden West College, and you're finally there.
It's incredible, man. It's incredible. I mean, you talk about what Coach Nick Mitchell has done with this program. And look, anytime they step on the field, they're not going to be the most talented. But year in and year out, they're one of the most well-coached programs out there, and they give programs like Fullerton, Saddleback, Riverside, the vaunted programs here fits. And so hats off to him. Hats off to John Shipp, the offensive coordinator, Savea Harrington, longtime defensive line coach, Chris Redfern, the entire staff here. One thing, Retzlaff, we all agree he's the player of the year, right?
And so here's the thing, guys. Golden West was talented this year, Sean. They had a team that can make up for anything they didn't have in the previous seasons. And so when they get a guy like Retzlaff, that's quarterback, it's one of those things that we have the guy. to go along with our defense. We have a guy with extreme confidence and can win games like this, and they won games like this. These are two of the best 4 teams at the end of the season in SoCal.
Well, Rahshaun, I'm going to chime in as it goes to Ryan Osborne. Ryan, you and I were talking last night at the studio, and Corey heard it too, and I said to both you guys, the defense is going to win this game. The week before, when they came back and won their game, I said it's the defense. I am so impressed. I love Retzlaff as a quarterback, but Rahshaun Haylock, when you're a quarterback back there and you look up and that jersey is staring you in the face and it's not one of your own guys, the defense of this Golden West College team has been the soundest defense I have seen in a lot of years with Golden West College. You asked Nick Mitchell what he did. He said, we changed the scheme, and they're the best defense I'm going to say it, they're the best defense in California. There's no doubt about it, and that's why they're going to play for the state and national championship.
Ryan, you've seen some of these defenses. You can attest to it as well as I can.
No, you can indeed. And when you go back to that San Diego Mesa game last week, it was basically that same defensive battle that we saw in the first half of this game, where they shut down San Diego Mesa, didn't allow them to get yardage, and then all of a sudden in that second half, well, you get the pick 6, you get another interception, you get 5 sacks in the second half. Similar to what we saw today. Defensive battle in the first half, they give up some yardage, but they don't give up points. In the second half, you start to take the ball away, and they use that to turn into offensive momentum.
Well, stay there for a second, Ryan, before I let you go, because the Brandon Rankin run, we've all seen it. As much as we can now talk about it afterwards and say, oh, why'd you do that? He's a bull. You got to make the defensive play, because if they'd have given him a crack, the Hornets would have been in the lead.
And that's the thing. When you talk about that Golden West College defense, that is the 5th time this season that they have stuffed someone inside the 2-yard line with 4 downs to play with. They do it again, this time with Sousa. You look at Martin, both of those 2 guys up for possibly Conference Player of the Year on terms of the defensive side of the football. That's a momentum changer. It basically, for Golden West, turned it into something where you say, okay, go out and win this football game because the defense has put it on a plate.
Torrance Wiseman, back-to-back career highs in receiving yards. To put a bow on what you were saying about Retzlaff, this is from Coach Mitchell. He has that it to him. He's a gamer. Best we've had since Christy Antremont. Christy Antremont was part of that special 2013 season in which Golden West, the last time Golden West actually made it to the playoffs. Here they are in 2021, headed back to the playoffs once again. And Golden West is always near the top defensively every year since I've been here. There have been maybe a couple outliers. This is the best defense I've seen from this coaching staff, from this program.
Tell Nick Mitchell for me, go get Rahshaun Haylock the ring. Don't let anybody beat you. Be state, and we called it earlier in the year. My partner and I talked about it, Corey, and then Rahshaun, Ryan Osborne. We all thought that this team could be state and national champion. I think you're on the brink of seeing something special at Golden West College.
Hey, well, congrats to Coach Mitchell and this coaching staff. I'm just thrilled for him, man. He's I mean, you guys know he's a Class A individual, and just proud to know him, in all honesty.
Yeah, and Fullerton, and I'll put it on record, they should be the number 4 seed if they beat San Diego Mesa, even with 3 losses. I know College of the Canyon only has 2. Play again, Fullerton's a better team.
So that's going to do it for all of us here. Full house today. Special thanks to Ryan Osborne helping us out on stats, and then coming in here post-game, Albert Robles providing all the visuals. Ed Ford manning the controls. Our operations manager here at SportsNetUSA.net is the talented Mr. Ed Ford. So from our broadcast partners, Mark Pavlovich and Corey Neyland, always a pleasure to do the Battle of the Booths, fellas. I'm Rahshaun Haylock. You've been watching Golden West football and Fullerton College football right here on SportsNetUSA.net. Rustlers win it 12-7. And take home the National Southern Conference Championship. Good afternoon from Huntington Beach.